Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games. Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games, too. Thanks, Applebee's. When the Toros are on the road, the only thing we're hungry for is a win.
Hey there, your Applebee's bartender here with a tip on making Mondays better. Now you can score any of our burgers, plus free refills of fries, for just $6.99. Who knows? With a deal this juicy, you might actually look forward to the end of the weekend. So come by and fill your stomach without emptying your wallet on Monday Burger Night. New and only at Applebee's. For a limited time, price and participation varies.
The small grain harvest is in. Now's the time to think about getting your combine inspected by the John Deere certified technicians at Gooseneck Implement. Sign up for your inspection by January 1st, 2017, and Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to one of their 8 store locations. And when you sign up your combine and header together, receive $100 off the inspections. Our 100 technicians have more than 1,000 years combined experience working on John Deere equipment. That's the Gooseneck difference. Schedule today.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You can get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you can get up to $1,300. Fast. Hurry. Offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to libertytax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd through February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Your hands are a vital part of who you are, how you work, play, even how you communicate. When injury or illness strikes, the hand team at Trinity Health will be there to help restore full functionality. We specialize in surgical repairs, hand reconstruction, non-surgical interventions, and occupational therapies. Don't let damage or disorder take away your hands. See the hand team at Trinity Health. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ice the legend himself, Mr. Larry Mitchell. If you're interested in becoming the next Toros honorary captain, visit TheTorosHockey.com for more information.
Right after that one. Why can't we?
Congratulations to the fans seated in section 106, row H, seat number 4, and section 106, row H, seat number 14. Again, 106, row H, seat number 4, and seat number 14. You want to ask for this. Once again, have the merchandise counter to redeem your prizes, courtesy of our friends at Mass Fitness. Again, section 106.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show on the Toros Radio Network. You catch the game on 1390 KRZ AM Radio, HockeyTV.com, and free internet radio on PostDownProduction.com. I'm Blake Friars, alongside Brad Baroon. First place Mount Minotauro is sitting at a record of 36-16-4. They clinched the Central Division crown for the first time in franchise history. They're playing a team against Austin, who is mathematically in for the playoffs coming in this weekend. So what are the Toros going to do to play smart and sweep the weekend?
Well, it's that time of year where it gets interesting, where you try to. It's a little bit harder to get up for a game like this when. But there's not a lot on the line for the Toros or really Austin. Austin, mathematically still alive, I believe, but not realistically alive. And the Toros have clinched that first place spot, and which is what the goal was at the beginning of the year. That was step one in this process, and it should be interesting to see how tonight progresses. And I think it's important to get out early on them.
When you look at the standings, Brookings holds the final playoff spot, sitting fourth in the division. Although the Bismarck Bobcats aren't out of it yet, they are only currently 3 points behind Brookings for that final playoff spot. Boy, if you're Brookings and Bismarck, you're battling for your life right now.
Oh yeah, Bismarck kind of holds their own destiny though in this whole deal. They got two of them in Brookings this weekend, and if they can get all 4 points on that bumps them ahead of Brookings, and then they just need to take care of business next weekend, and then they're in the playoffs. So this one's all up to Bismarck, and I think tonight's game down there will be the critical game in the Central Division, and I think if Bismarck loses tonight, it's going to be a tough task. But if they're able to win tonight, boy, the heat's going to be on for tomorrow night then.
Look at tonight's matchups against Austin. Austin Bruins talked knocked them out of Minnesota now 4 straight seasons in the playoffs, and this year they've kind of owned them. They 6 in a row.
Yeah, 6 straight wins against Austin, and that's tough because Austin's a good organization. I mean, just 2 years ago they lost in the Robertson Cup Finals, and this team's been a thorn in the side of the Toros, and it's if there's something to get up for this weekend, it's get some revenge back on them and go for that season series sweep. It's almost unheard of to have a season series sweep in the North American Hockey League, especially in this tight Central Division.
You look at the key players for tonight's game. Boy, Reed Stephenson's had quite a strong season for the Minnesotans. He's on the Division I hockey next year. He's going to be greatly missed after this year.
Oh, Stephenson's definitely the guy to look to tonight for the Toros. With Zach Frost out of the lineup tonight, just getting a night's rest, getting ready for the playoffs. And Stephenson's been that guy. He's been a thorn in the side of Austin, and he's that guy that you go to every night and you look to get some points. And on the Austin side, that Travis Cottonmuller has done a really good job for Austin against the Toros this year, and has kind of been a thorn in our side.
Actually, you look at the starting goalies. Austin Park, he's been such a great story this season. He's won his last 8 starts, the 2 shutouts. He won the goaltender of the month for February. Boy, the youngest player on the team, he's just kind of taken the reins and ran with it.
The young man has definitely has found his game since Christmas, and has been dead on, and has kind of stepped in and kind of pushed for that starting spot. And I guess if you looked at it now, you'd probably consider him our starting goalie. But the benefit we do have is we have a very strong backup in Lucas Murray. That if he's needed for the playoffs or he's needed down the stretch here, he's definitely going to be a guy we can count on for wins. And I assume we'll probably see him in the net tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think they're going to split. Just because the goaltender's the proper rest heading in the playoffs. You don't want to give unnecessary starts. You want to be well rested. That's why Zach Frost is out tonight.
Well, that's a luxury when you clinch first place and nothing can happen. A luxury you can have is resting some of those guys and being able to take advantage of what you've earned by clinching earlier in the year.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Marty Murray on his thoughts before the game. You're watching the Farmers Union Insurance Pregame Show on the Toros Radio Network.
Back to the Farmers Union Insurance Pregame Show. I'm Blake Friars, now joined alongside head coach Marty Murray. Marty, thanks for some time.
My pleasure, Blake.
First off, congratulations on the Central Division crown, first in franchise history. What does that do for the organization?
Well, I think there's certain goals you set throughout the season. Obviously, the first one is to make the playoffs, and then ultimately you want to try to have home ice during the playoffs. And we played very well, hit up the center, and to have that in our back pocket, I think is an advantage for us, and something that we've worked hard to earn here in the course of the season.
Austin Park gets a start tonight. He's won his last 8 starts. What's it like having 2 goaltenders that give the team a chance to win each and every night?
Well, Austin's a real good story this season. He came in as probably our third guy out of training camp, and then when Dopp moved up to the USHL, he worked his tail off to get minutes, and every day he was working hard, and it's nice to see him get rewarded for it. And his play the last 3 months has been extraordinary.
The team has now won 8 of the last 10 games and 3 in a row overall. What do you guys have to do to keep that momentum heading into the playoffs?
Well, these games are tough. You come in, we're not moving anywhere in the standings. They're a non-playoff team, and it's going to be hard for us to get up. But I think at the same time, we have some things we have to clean up within our game. We watched some video earlier this week, and definitely some things we need to be better at. And if we expect to make a run at the division title and then a Robertson Cup, we definitely have to clean some areas up.
What's one key to victory for tonight against Austin?
Well, I think they don't have a lot of experience on the back end. I think if we make them defend, make them play in their own end, they have some offensive guys that can put the puck in the net. So, obviously if they're playing in their own end, it's tough for them to score. So, we want to have a good, sound game. I didn't think we managed the puck that well down in Brookings on last Saturday. Got away with it. But like I said, those are things into the hopefully the Robinson Cup that, at that point. Thank you.
They got a key matchup for tonight. Minnesota Toros. We got to get a quick start tonight and make sure that we're firing all cylinders. Not let Austin take away the win tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, and look at the keys to the game. I think Minot needs to get out to a quick start tonight. We need to be that team that's going to be gritty and difficult to play against, and it's nice if we could rely a little bit on some scoring depth tonight. Tonight's now where we need to get our third and fourth line, which have been great all year, and we just need to have them continue that and continue to spread that depth out and have that really take charge. As far as Austin goes for the keys to the game, they have nothing to play for. So I think the biggest thing their coaching staff is telling their guys is, hey, we need to play for pride. We need to go out there. We need to finish this year off on a positive note and avoid that we have nothing to play for lull that is hard not to avoid. I think it's important tonight they get good goaltending. Their goaltender tonight, Schilling, struggled in the other times he played against the Toros, and I think he'd like a little bit of redemption for how he played in that game. And I think it's important they weather the early storm that the Toros do out there, and that's going to be the tall test, because I think Minot's going to come out really strong tonight.
That's it for the Farmers Union pregame show. We'll hear from Nick Colbert for the pregame introductions and the voice of the Minot Toros, Dan Oda. I'm Blake Riley, signing off from the Farmers Union pregame show.
Take care of your feet, and they'll take care of you. The foot and ankle specialist at Trinity Health can help with both surgical and non-surgical solutions. So, patients who suffer from foot and ankle related issues can say, so long heel pain, catch you later corns, hasta la vista hammer toes. Relieve pain now and help prevent future discomfort. Diagnosis and treatment is available today. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Listen, your wedding day is the biggest day of your life. That's why you need to talk with Nick Holbert from Pro Style Production DJ Services. The experience, the voice, the setup, you won't be disappointed. 15 years of big arena hosting, announcing, and DJing speaks for itself. PSP DJ Services also handles premier events, reunions, or parties. Call 833-1007 or visit ProStyleProduction.com to book now. PSP DJ Services. Make your event Pro Style.
All in one place, you can get a fabulous coffee, the best burger in town. Arrange a meeting for up to 30 people and begin your next trip, whether business or vacation. It's Minot's newest, most architecturally beautiful, versatile structure, the Minot International Airport. The Trestle Tap House and Cafe with Caribou Coffee and customizable meeting spaces are just a couple of the amenities offered. The Minot International Airport. See the world from home.
What's the best birthday party option in town? Toros Hockey. You supply the birthday boy or girl, and the Toros do the rest. Designated party areas and all sorts of perks to make your birthday kid feel special on his or her special day. Kids, it's up to you. Tell your parents or guardian that you want to celebrate your birthday with Tank and the Toros. For more information, call 701-852-0101 or visit MinotaurosHockey.com. Toros Hockey, making your birthday special. Join the charge.
Hey, we're back at Mesa Pepsi Arena, and we'll join Nick Hallberg, the PA address announcer, with tonight's starting lineup.
So Harvey Scott for the playoffs after this week. So Harvey Scott for the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice. Your Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on your feet as we meet tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by Planet Pizza, proudly serving the Magic City for over 20 years. Here's tonight's Planet Pizza Minnesota starting lineups. Toros fans, on your feet. Starting in goal for your Toros and hailing from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, your Senators 2020, Austin Moore. Starting on the fence and hailing from Mama, North Dakota, your Senator 3, Colby Starting on the fence and hailing from St. Peter's, Missouri, your Senator 11, Paul O'Connor. Starting at right wing and hailing from Czechoslovakia, your Senator 28, Miroslav Lucha. Centering the starting line and hailing from Farmington, Minnesota, your Senator 12, Austin Moore. And starting at left wing, hailing from Birmingham, Minnesota, your Senator 16, Nate Lines donating 3 fireworks and carrots on the money. Toros honorary captains Martin and Brody Hagenau. And coach of the Toros is Marty Murray. Assistant coach is Mr. Nigel DeMay. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise. Remove all hats and headgear. Place your right hand over your heart. And welcome Katie Carroll for the singing of tonight's national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming. And rockets rang, the
Back inside the Mesa Arena, Ken Oda with Brad Burwood alongside. Thanks to Blake for the pregame show. Brad, should be an interesting one tonight. I hate to say it, but Bruins don't have anything left to play for. Toros have clinched everything they can clinch. I think tonight's matchup is going to come down to who cares the most.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation for Austin, and in turn, it's kind of a difficult situation for Minot in the fact that we want to be playing great down the stretch, but we also just want to make sure we don't have injuries and rack up a couple wins along the way.
Well, certainly there are some personal records that are on the line, as well as some franchise records. The franchise best is 37 wins. The Toros sitting on 36. So you'd like to get at least 2 more down the stretch and make this not just the best finish in the standings, but the best record overall in franchise history.
Yeah, and we also have players that have some things on the line. We want, some scholarships and things like that. So it's important that these players, produce throughout the whole season.
Well, and it's hard to turn it on and off as well. You don't want guys to coast here the last couple weeks and then decide, oh yeah, we have to play hockey again when the playoffs start Easter weekend.
That's usually when bad things happen, Ken.
Puck is dropped and we are underway. Toros wearing the home cream sweaters, cream socks, cardinal red buckets, breezers, and gloves. Dumped in. Around to the near side, Mucha. They work behind the net. Pionk. Pionk tries a shot, save made. Dahlimer on it. He leaves it behind for Mucha. Mucha taking Bross's spot on this line, usually. Bross getting a night of rest. This one dumped in behind. Sangvong-Se is on it. He guides over to the far side. Ends can't hold the line. The Toros have to touch up. Instead, they'll all peel back and change, except for Dahlimer, who will apply some pressure. Again, the Bruins will try the far side. Puck is out to neutral. Touchdown. Martinson has trouble settling it. Will eventually peel back towards his own zone and start up ice for Springman. Springman, one of those guys who has a lot to play for, Brad.
Yeah, he's, real close to tying and passing Christian Mose for that all-time leading Toros scorer, and that's quite an honor.
He's already Mr. Toro, if you will, the most games played in a Toro sweater by any player for Chase Springman.
He's definitely had a strong career.
Puck to the near side, long shot, that's blocked off by McGinnis, and again he tries to flip it down into the zone and it's blocked out of play.
Talbot will step in to take the face-off here against Austin Skater. I can't quite see his number there. Talbot wins the face-off back. Springman dumps it into the zone, blocked on the way into the zone, and Talbot fires one from just inside the blue line. Saved by Austin's goalie, Schilling, and we'll face off to the glove-hand side of Schilling. And Toros switch up some defensemen here as Sawchuk and Holmstrom come out, and they'll stick with the Talbot, Springman, Martinson line. Talbot's definitely at a good, strong second half of the season. Holmstrom holds it in. Talbot at the top of this blue line fires it into the corner. As Martinson chases it behind the net, Holmstrom pinches down, keeps it into the zone, and Springman fires one from the point into the corner, deflected wide. We'll do it again as Sawchuk fires it in, and we go for a change defensively. O'Connor chips it behind the net. Ooh, right out front there. Good chance for Stephenson. Couldn't quite get a handle on that and pull the trigger. Austin just gets it in over the zone, and Sawchuk holds it and pops it right back out of the zone. Austin Keene behind the net, fires it up around the side. Puck held in the corner by Frentz. Frentz digging, help from Stephenson in the corner. Keene skates it out of the zone and dumps it in. As Colby Enns holds it behind the net with help from O'Connor. Adams along the board with help from Stephenson, chips it out, just out. Oh, Austin held it inside the zone. Lawrence for Austin. Over to Cohen. Ends behind the net with it.
Enns takes back over on the far side, chips ahead just out of the reach of Zwiner, kept at the line, blocked off in front by O'Connor. He plays out to neutral ice. Cone can't feed Haskins cleanly, and the Bruins will have to chase back into their own zone. Sorry, folks. This one, back to the blue line. Sengvong Se ahead. McGinnis may have gotten away with a trip there, but takes over and leaves off to the far side. Zwiner. He's got Koss and Craddock with him. Into the move, into the zone, a nice move, I should say. This is Craddock who couldn't follow up. Zwiner can't dig it off the wall. Koss is there as well. Long toss across. Eventually Haskins dives to poke up to neutral ice. The Bruins chip it into the Toro end. Back on it is McGinnis. Long shift for him. Plays across to the near side. Drobit and Koss come together. Toros win the puck only for a moment. Then on the second try, it's Diddle. The Toro captain starts up ice. He's bumped off the puck. It's taken over instead by Martin. And then Murphy. Follow-up try goes just wide of Austin Park and the cage. Near side, Koss bumped off. Dahlemer drops back for McGinnis. McGinnis leaves to the far side, and Ditz ahead for Pionk. Pionk touches out. Spets had that hit someone on the bench, and we have a whistle with 15:44 to play.
Kind of a back and forth start to this game, Ken. And not a lot of taste to it yet.
No, certainly not yet. I don't know, did you give the starting goaltending numbers? I had to step away there for a moment. Have we looked at the goaltending matchup?
We did look at the goaltending matchup earlier, yes.
Pass across misses Miroslav Mucha. He finds it and rolls it deep into the Bruin zone. Dahlemer throws in front, almost tipped into the cage by a Bruin. Jam in front, loose puck, and Dahlemer unable to find the back of the net. Flip back out to Sawchuk. Sawchuk, another one of those guys who can set a record. This is Zapata, centering feed, fought off by Austin Park. He passes his first test of the night, but the Bruins still control. Cholak tries a shot. That's blocked off by traffic. It hits Zapata. Far side, Pionk will play it in behind the cage for Sawchuk. I had mentioned that Nolan Sawchuk has something to play for. He's got 32 points. James Leduc, last year, his 35 points is the most ever by a Toros defenseman. Also, at plus 30, Sawchuk is in line to pass Blake Lizotte, plus 27 for a single season mark as a Toro. Taken away by Springman, feeds it into the middle for Martinson. Martinson on his backhand looking back door. Talbot got in the way. Ahead to the near side, O'Connor rolls it into the zone. Out to stop was Schilling. He failed to do so. Help comes, though, and it's Lawrence on the near side. Lawrence ahead. Looks across to the far side. It's off the mark, and Enns will flip it in wide of the cage. No icing. Enns had gained the red line. Big collision on the near side, but Lawrence finds the puck. Lawrence starts the Bruins on the attack. Plays ahead to Colton Buthel. Colton Buthel chips over the blue line. Chasing it down in the far corner is Luft. Working out of the near corner now, plays to the slot, walking in, shot, and it's in by Martin, who just undressed O'Connor before ripping that one past Austin Park.
A little defensive breakdown in the corner, and puck comes out, and Austin's up 1-0.
Not the start you're looking for if you're the fan of the Central Champions. It'll be interesting to see how the guys respond.
Yeah, that's the battle we were talking about on the pregame show is, getting off to that start you want to get off to. And it kind of paves the road for the rest of the game, so we'll see how the Toros can rebound.
Frentz with a shot. That's gloved and held.
First number 25, Quinn Martin. Assisting at the goal, number 7, Kyle Luft. That's Martin from Luft. Even strike goal.
The draw will be to the right of Alex Schilling. Bruins control. Spets will rip across to the far side, and Murphy, the former Toro, chops ahead for Drobit. Drobit gains the line, speeds in, shot save made by Park, rebound loose in the far corner. Stephenson finds it. Stephenson and Frentz tied for the team lead with 49 points. They gained the zone together, but it's left off Adams. Adams finds the trailer. Diddle shot fought off by Schilling. A nice play on the rush.
That was a really good chance there. Good puck movement coming into the zone, and Diddle had a good shot right in the slot there.
I think if you look around the league, one of the things that sets the Toros apart on on offense is the ability of the defenseman to jump in. Sawchuk has 30-something points. Diddle has 20-something. It seems like all the defensemen have at least double digits.
Boy, it sure helps out when you can spread that part of it around and create so much more opportunities for even the forwards.
Draw. No one controls it. Finally, Zwiner tries to chop it towards the cage. It's blocked off, and the Bruins play out to neutral ice. Rolled into the zone. Diddle flips it back ahead. This would go for icing, but no, they'll wave it off. It ended up making it to the goal line. Pretty quick wave off there by the linesman. Near side, Koss walls that off. They dig. Craddock eventually finds it, kicks to the stick, and then leads Zwiner in. Back to Craddock. It was just out of his reach. So as a shot from a tough angle, that pops up into the mesh for another whistle. 13:04 left to play here in period number 1. Toros leading in shots 6-3, but trail 1-0.
So what's your thoughts on the Bismarck-Brookings series, Ken? I got my eye on that tonight. It's probably obviously the most important game in the Central Division, I think, tonight. And
without a doubt.
I just been thinking about that one all day. Is like that. What tonight's game can change so much of the outlook of this division.
And really, if Brookings wins, and Aberdeen's playing outside of the division, so if Aberdeen falls to the Magicians, who are a decent team in the Midwest, second place team, so Aberdeen losing to them wouldn't be unheard of. Aberdeen could suddenly be the 3 or the 4 or the 5, and Bismarck, who's right now the 5, could be the 3 at the end of the weekend. Depending, or maybe not. They might need to win next weekend as well. Bismarck,
but they could be the number 4. Which, boy, we would have said that 3 weeks ago. We'd have said, no way, that's not going to happen. And
now they dig in behind the Toro net. You've got me curious now. They're through 1. It's aces in Brookings, 1-1. Flatterby and Koviak, the goal scorers there, as that one's put wide of the Toro cage. Rebound around to the near side, and Miroslav Mucha will start the Toros out. Gains the red. Trips as he dumps over the blue. Luft is on it first for the Bruins. Dahlemer right on his hip pocket. They'll dig in the far side corner with 12:21 on the clock. It chips in behind the zone, or behind the net. Luft finds it, plays to the point, ends with a long shot. That one goes wide. O'Connor plays down the wall. He missed Pionk. Mucha can't win that battle, and the Bruins will start up ice on the near side. Glass and an awkward Karamov a stanchion, but it goes right to Misiak, fortunately, for the Bruins. Ahead. Into the zone comes Cone. He's forced to turn. Ends finds it and plays ahead. Sprigman chops it, and the Toros will crisscross as they clear through neutral. Martinson dumps it into the near corner on it quickly, but he's got 2 Bruins following him into the corner. 2-on-2, they dig along the near side wall. Finally dug out by Talbot. Talbot banks back to the point. McGinnis tries a shot. That skips well wide to the far side. Sprigman plays the body. The puck rolls back to the point. Talbot holds it there, looking for a tip in front from Martinson. Doesn't get it. The Bruins are on it instead. Haskins on the near side. Talbot tries to poke it away from him, but going the other way is Thrall. Thrall into the zone, watched by Diddle. Tries a shot from a tough angle. And now what do we got? A delayed call coming.
Behind the play, Martinson cross-checked the Austin player. I think it was number 8.
Logan Haskins.
in the chin area, and there's a big. Oh no, it wasn't number 8. I'm sorry, it was Cranston. I'm sorry, but he cross-checked him in the neck chin area, and it was a retaliation of a slash back, but they're just going to call the cross-check on that one.
Well, the Bruins bring out the 22nd ranked power play, 15.3%. The Toros 5th on the kill, 84.7% are the Toros on the Century Eyewear PK. To the left of the net, the Bruins control. It's Murphy up top to Sangvangse. He fans on it, and Stephenson's able to poke that one down to the Bruin blue line. Sangvangse will retreat and retrieve and set up shop behind the Bruin net. Carried ahead. Tripping as he gained the line was Misiak. Now we'll have to battle for it. He's holding Sawchuk. Sawchuk wins the battle anyways. They continue to dig in that far corner right by the Papa Murphy Zamdor. Eventually the puck comes free. Stephenson got away with a pretty vicious cross-check there on Misiak.
I can't help but think they would have called that if we didn't already have a guy in the penalty box.
And now Stephenson just dropped Misiak again, nowhere near the puck. And again, that might be one where if the Toros are even strength, that's whistled. Murphy chips it down low for Colton Buethel, but Enns takes it away from him. The Toros rookie defenseman rips that one out to neutral ice. It's gloved down there by Sangvangse. He'll leave off for Drobit. Right back to Sangvangse. He's been out there all power play, all minute 4 of it. That means there's 56 ticks left. We'll call it 51. Nope, he's going to stay. 48 as the Bruins start up ice. Left on the power play to the far side. Cholak dumps it in. Back on it is O'Connor. He's tied up, but still one hands it ahead for Craddock. Zwiner on the near wall digging against a trio of Bruins. Eventually it's back to the point in Pearson. Pearson across, gets it back up top of the umbrella. Pearson drops down into the near circle. Cholak delays. Holding is Cholak. Now he carries down. Crisscrosses with a man, and it's played up top to Pearson. Pearson. Backside of the play didn't go. And now what do we got? A hand pass is whistled. And that'll bring the draw all the way down into the offensive zone with just 11 seconds left on Martinson's cross check.
Stephenson there had about 3 or 4 good cross checks to the back of different players during that kill, and it's good to see a little bit of fire out there tonight.
Draw is won back by the Bruins. Luft comes across to Pearson. Just 4 seconds left on the power play before Martinson is released from hockey jail. This is Kothenbuchel gaining the line. Martinson's out. Shot save made. Rebound given by Park. I don't think he saw that one clearly.
It was an interesting save. He looked like he crossed up a little bit there.
Snuck up on him as it got through traffic. Now left to the point and Luft. Didn't realize that was coming. Couldn't do much with it. And the Toros try to go the other way. Martinson touches out. Not much farther before Zapata is on it. D to D for the Bruins in their own zone. They'll start up the near side. That's broken up in neutral ice, and Pionk has it. Pionk plays back to McGinnis. Played ahead. That's played with a high stick. Apparently not.
He waved it off when we touched it.
This is McGinnis. Chops it in on the near side. Toros will chase after. Cranston's on it first. Stepped into by Pionk, but the pass is made to the far side. Puck out to neutral. Sawchuk a good stick. Frees it up for Mucha. And Miroslav on the near side. Can't come off the wall with it. A good touch by Martin, but he couldn't chase it down. That allows the Austin Park to play out to neutral ice. Adams has it. Adams lost the handle, and the Bruins will try to counter. Sawchuk's back on it in the Toro zone. Martin couldn't glove down to the stick. Stephenson can. Reed Stephenson on the near side ahead for Frentz, trying to split the D. Frentz is in. Shot, it's in. Derek Frentz. What a move by Derek Frentz.
Stephenson fired that in, got a good pass through the lane there, and sent Frentz in alone, and he scores his first goal of the year against Austin, his 7th point against Austin this season. So he's a point-a-game producer in this series, and definitely a go-to guy on the Toros.
I think he's definitely got speed that kills. And you saw it there as he just split the Bruins D off of a nice feed from Stephenson. So now we play 1-1 late in period number 1 as it's ahead. Martinson chops it into the zone for Stephenson and Frentz. They each get their 50th point of the season, which puts them each 2 back of Blake Lazat. Martinson's one-time tries fought off. Side of the cage, Spetz plays around to the near wall. O'Connor keeps it, looks to chop it down low, but Spetz finds it instead. Spetz uses the glass, but it ends up in the penalty box for a whistle.
1-1 in Bismarck still after 1. Be more score updates tonight, just based off the importance of the score updates.
Here's a question for you. You're Marty Murray. You've got 2 players in Frentz and Stephenson who are chasing each other for the scoring title and setting a new single-season record, possibly, if they each can get past Blake Lazat's 52. Let's say they're both sitting on 51 at the end of this weekend. Do you play them next weekend before the playoffs?
No. I'm worried about the big picture. That's what if I was Coach Murray, I'm worried about the big picture, and I want these young men to have the most points they can possibly have, but at the risk of an injury or something silly, I don't see it.
Talbot chips for Koss. Koss settles it down, plays down low for Springman. Springman's walled off in the near corner. Tries to flip it along to the point, but it never got through. Bruins play over to the far side. Diddle Koss steps into a body, pokes at it, and it's through for Craddock. Craddock looking to walk in. It's poked away from him. Koss can't follow up with support. Weiner does. Weiner trying to leave back to the far side for Craddock. They'll dig. This is your grinder line for sure as Weiner's stick just explodes. He continues to battle. Get it back to the point for Sawchuk, who couldn't hold the line.
Good strong play, though, to keep that.
Sawchuk tries a shot. Save made. Rebound off the glass side of the net. We get a cover by Schilling.
You know, going back to what we were talking about, Ken, about sitting players and stuff like that. I don't know if it's good to sit them both games. I think what you do is you give, a guy a night off and then play him the next night. You don't want to have a whole weekend without your top guys playing. You want to keep them gelling and keep them moving. So, maybe you sit a line on Friday night and sit another line on Saturday night.
Especially with this league, the way the schedule works out, Fridays and Saturdays, you're looking at 2 weeks between games.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. I think you need to keep that rhythm going and take advantage of, the momentum that you have going into the playoffs, too.
The Toros season, you would know more than I. You were here for that year one. I was lucky enough to not get here until year two when things were going a little better. Just take a minute to reflect on just how far this organization's come here in year 6.
Well, I remember, year one was tough. We had 7 wins, and I think we went, I'm not joking, I think a whole month where we didn't score. I mean, I was doing Google searches to see if it was the longest in junior history, and it was a tough time, but when I remember back to that for sure, I have fond memories of it. It was fun. I mean, even it was the first year of hockey in a long time, junior hockey in Minot for a long time. So it was a lot of fun. But boy, have we come a long ways. When now we're talking about resting players because we have home ice clinched 3 weeks to go. It's fun.
50-50 draw in the nearest circle. Pionk puts it towards the net. That one is a slow roller that's easily covered by Schilling for another offensive zone draw for the Toros. Shots on goal 10-5 in favor of the Toros in a game that's even at 1-1. Draw will be to the right of Schilling once again. Luft on it. Mucha took it away for a moment, then had his pocket picked right back, and the Bruins will come the other way. Kinsella rips across. That one missed Logan Haskins. Haskins is on it quickly, though. He's a good little player for the Bruins. Their record's deceiving. I think there's more talent in Austin than perhaps their record would indicate.
And some of that has to do with the depth of the Central Division, and, it's tough nightly.
This is Cothenbuefel. Well, they were a team that was pretty much 500 and in the playoff chase up until the Christmas break. And coming out of the Christmas break is when they really started to struggle. Mucha goes down, and then Haskins takes another swipe at him.
Did he get it? Looks like he got in the face.
Finally, the whistle goes.
And we'll wait as Mucha's down there. He's getting some trainer Jess Rundle is heading out. Some blood coming out of his mouth onto the ice there. And looks like he got a stick up high, and yeah, he's leaking blood pretty well.
I would say they can start it.
I think we'll have a delay here as the ice will need to be cleaned up. As Mucha heads down the tunnel to get sewed up, but we will have a delay here as we wait for the ice to get cleaned up.
Are they even?
No idea what they're doing. They need to. Looks like we're picking up some teeth out there now.
Yeah, it was definitely Logan Haskins who got him. Now the officials are talking. The whole ice crew was just standing down there watching.
I don't know that they thought there was actually blood, because I think they maybe thought the trainer would have came out quicker, because usually Jess is really fast getting out there, and she kind of waited on this one, and I don't know if she didn't think it was as serious or what the case was there, but I think they were more watching her and didn't react and come out with shovels right away, but there's quite a bit to clean up.
It is, and that's one thing when I first got into this league, showing my age a bit, but it's been 8 years for me in this league. When I first got into this league, guys who were under 18 their parents could sign a waiver and they could wear visors. And I would love to see that come back because you get. And some of these guys.
I almost think it should be mandatory that they all have to wear visors simply because there's a respect factor. If your face is exposed, you will have instinctively just keep your stick down as a respect factor. When you have a full cage, those guys have a tendency to play a little more reckless. And I'm not saying I didn't even see who got Mucha. So I don't even know if he has a full cage or what. But I just think that's just a tendency with having a full cage on.
Yeah, and I've watched a bit of the midget major things like the NAHL showcase. They have the play-by-play guys do some of the U18 stuff as well, and you see it all the time. Those guys are still wearing cages, and they get up high on each other all the time because
college hockey. Just watch that, where the cages, almost every check, the stick is up high and the hands are up high. And I think it's almost more dangerous. I think when you watch it junior, there's more checks with shoulders and things like that.
So. Now, this is the linesman came and spoke to the referee. The referee did not see this.
It was behind the play.
It was behind the play, which I like that the referee didn't see it. It means he's following the puck as he should. But
yeah, I didn't see it either.
Good work by the linesman. They've got Logan Haskins for a double-minute high stick.
And he does have a full cage too, by the way, Ken.
He does. I'm aware.
Coincidence.
That's what started that.
I didn't even see that. Yeah. I didn't even look right away.
Longtime listeners know my disdain for the players who wear the cages, unless they're protecting an injury, which. No
problem. But boy, you see teams, and some teams it's like an epidemic. I mean, I don't know how many years I watched Bismarck have, 12 players with cages on, and those guys would be firing high every night, And there's my displeasure for Bismarck then.
Well, the Toros bring out the 23rd ranked power play in the league, 15% even, 32 for 213 on the season. The Bruins are 13th on the kill, 81.3. On the kill for the Bruins. So the Toros go to the power play, 4 minutes of the next 5:08.
And this is an aspect we need to get rolling before the playoffs here. This is where we need to get some momentum and pop a couple in over the next couple weekends.
So the Toros, they did go get 2 power play goals last Saturday night in Brookings in that win. Both went to Alex Adams, who's on the ice lurking in the slot right now. But it's Frentz who drops down below the goal line to Stephenson, right back to Frentz at the hash marks. Frentz comes up top Springman. Springman for O'Connor. O'Connor leaves off to the far side, and Frentz drops down low, right back to Frentz, and he missed it. And the Toros will have to chase. One last thought on the Mucha injury. That is exactly what you don't want out of these last 4 games.
We don't want any injuries. Usually, though, the mouth heals.
Yes.
I know it's better than a torn ACL or something like that, but still.
If that's the kind of injury you're going to get, that's the kind you want, but still.
I'm sure he's not thinking that right at the moment.
No.
But.
This is Frentz back to the point. Chopped down low. Frentz has to chase his twig. Meanwhile, the puck is out to neutral. Adams across finds Springman. Springman trying to turn on Lou. Springman can't fight through a hook. And the puck is covered Hungry Hippo style by Alex Schilling with 4:15 left to play in the first and 3:08 left on the man advantage.
Kind of been a difficult period if you're a goaltender for Minot. The shots that Austin has had has been in real sporadic between shots, and it's tough for Austin Park to stay in this.
That's a good problem to have, I guess, if you're a Toro fan. But yeah, talking to goaltenders, they'd rather see games where they see 40 than when they see 15.
Yeah.
Up the wall and out, and the Toros will have to chase back. Here's a chance for Park to get a feel as he stops that one for Sawchuk. 4 minutes left in period number 1 in a tie game. Toros on the power play for another 2:50. It's in for Martinson looking across. Dahlimer was late to the back post. Chopped around to the far side and Pionk. This is a new look on the power play unit for the Toros. Of course, Bross not in the lineup tonight. And this is Pionk. Up top for Sawchuk. Sawchuk's shot, that's blocked off. Sawchuk, 10 power play assists for the Toros. He's been a bright spot on a unit that's struggled at times. This is Diddle. Chops down into the corner. Everyone overskates it. That looked like a peewee game there for a minute, Brad.
It's funny, Ken, you talk about the struggles. This team's a first-place team, and they have struggled on the power play. I wonder how many teams have finished that high in their divisions and won their divisions with the power play that struggled like that.
Loose puck. Stephenson finds it. We're on to the second of the double minor, so the Toros missed the first opportunity. O'Connor has to chase back.
O'Connor comes out of the zone and fires it up to Stephenson. We got 1:35 to go on the power play. And it comes back out of the zone as O'Connor takes it at the red line, up to Stephenson at the blue line, into Frentz. Frentz chips it into the corner to set up the remainder of the power play. Around to Adams. Adams over to Springman. Springman at the dot, back to Stephenson. Back door, elected not to shoot. Stephenson down to Frentz, back to Stephenson, across to Adams. Springman wide open, and he just fumbled it, couldn't quite get a shot off. Adams up top, over to O'Connor. O'Connor fires in a shot off the shoulder, into the corner. Stephenson digs for it down with the help of Adams.
Adams digs that out nicely, looks to walk in, forced wide. Good defense there by Kothenbuthel.
Adams took a slash on the wrist there, and he's not happy about it. See, those are the injuries I worry about.
Yes.
He took a good whack. And it's funny because I never saw the official's arm go up at the point of... the arm didn't go up until Adams went over there and talked to him. So he's going to call a slash and an...
Unsportsmanlike.
But he didn't have the slash to start.
And
he didn't. His arm never went up until Adams went over there and got in his face for slashing him.
We talked about before when the Toros were on the power play how perhaps Stephenson was allowed to get away with a few. So maybe that's when they were going to let go until Adams retaliated, and then they just even them up and send them both.
You know what, Ken? I knew this was coming up tonight, and I've had it. I've had it with hockey. I've had it with slashing. In every league, North American League, NHL, I've seen, Crosby takes a finger off of a guy last week and doesn't even get a penalty for it. Why is slashing being allowed so much? I've seen it at every level. I saw it in college hockey when I watched a couple of games last weekend, and I don't understand why they don't call it anymore.
And what's funny, we talked about in Bismarck a few weeks ago, it seems like if you break a guy's stick, they call it.
Absolutely.
And that's not dangerous.
No.
So that's dumped up into the crowd. Look out. 33 seconds left on the Toros power play, 100 seconds even left to go here in period number one. We're even at aces. It's Martin for the Bruins and Frentz for the Toros with the goals. Craddock gains the line on the near side. Thought Talbot was in a step early, but they let it play on. So the Toros not even rolling power play units at this point, as it's touched back to Holmstrom across for Enns. Enns tries a shot, tip in front from Craddock, ended up being a block. Down into the corner for Zwiner. Zwiner for Talbot. Talbot back up top, Holmstrom. Comes across, Talbot looks across for Enns. Bruins coming full strength. But the save made and the whistle goes before Haskins is released from the box. 69 seconds left to go on the period. 2 seconds left on the Toro power play. Haskins called for the double minor on the slash. Or no?
No, that was for the high stick.
It was for the high stick, yeah.
The double.
The slash was Kothenbuthel, who had the matching minor with Adams. Draw one back by the Toros. Diddle tries a shot. It's blocked off in front. Turnaround try, and Schilling had to dive to cover that. And now Kinsella and Dahlimer.
That's one thing that's been a strong point this period is the face-offs. We won some key draws right back to our defense. And that's a good sign. That definitely will get the power play going when you win that back to the defense and you're able to set up.
Pionk and Lawrence yapping a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go.
Well, hey, I would like to see an intense game tonight. I didn't want to...
McGinnis down the wall as we hit the final minute. Here in the first, it's played ahead along the near side. Drobit drops a pass for Loof. A nifty move along the wall, but eventually Diddle takes it away. The Toro captain chops it back to the point. Stumped back down low. McGinnis with a nice play on Murphy. But Murphy takes it right back. Drobit and McGinnis digging. And eventually it rolls to the front where we've got a Hungry Hippo style cover by
Dahlimer and Murphy. I don't know, kid. I don't think I'd want to go with Murphy.
No.
Of all the guys in the league, I don't think I would. That wouldn't be my first pick of a guy to go with.
No, we saw it when he was here. He went with a couple of guys, and it did not go well for them.
But he isn't the type to go looking for it. No. You know, with the big body that he is and the strength he has, he's not a guy to go looking for it. And he doesn't act upon it as much as most guys his size would.
This one's glass and out. It'll roll down. No icing, so Sangfang Se has to play. A good poke by Frentz. Works it to the front for Springman. It doesn't go. Again, he tries to get it to Springman, but it's cut off by the defense, and the Bruins will go the other way. Swept off the stick by Holmstrom. Bruins find it. A good block by Holmstrom, but the Bruins gather it in behind. It's Lawrence. Taken away by the Toros, and this is Springman ahead for Stephenson. Stephenson gains the line. Gets stood up, defended well by Spetz.
Man, sticks seem like they've been up this period, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, we're through 20 minutes. Score is Toros 1, Bruins 1. Blake and Brad will be back with the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report after these messages here on the Minute Toros Network.
Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games, too. Thanks, Applebee's. When the Toros are on the road, the only thing we're hungry for is a win.
Hey there, your Applebee's bartender here with a tip on making Mondays better. Now you can score any of our burgers, plus free refills of fries for just $6.99. Who knows? With a deal this juicy, you might actually look forward to the end of the weekend. So come by and fill your stomach without emptying your wallet on Monday Burger Night. New and only at Applebee's. For a limited time, price and participation varies.
The small grain harvest is in. Now's the time to think about getting your combine inspected by the John Deere certified technicians at Gooseneck Implement. Sign up for your inspection by January 1st, 2017. And Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to one of their 8 store locations. And when you sign up your combine and header together, receive $100 off the inspections. Our 100 technicians have more than 1,000 years combined experience working on John Deere equipment. That's the Gooseneck difference. Schedule today.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You can get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you can get up to $1,300 fast. Hurry. Offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to libertytax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd through February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Your hands are a vital part of who you are, how you work, play, even how you communicate. When injury or illness strikes, the hand team at Trinity Health will be there to help restore full functionality. We specialize in surgical repairs, hand reconstruction, non-surgical interventions, and occupational therapies. Don't let damage or disorder take away your hands. See the hand team at Trinity Health. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Throughout the areas we
Can you beat this guy in hockey, do you think? Yes. What do you think? Your wife was pretty confident that you could beat her? Still overconfident? All right, let's get first play.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day. Crossing the line of that marathon, it's the biggest reward you can give. I want my customers to achieve their goals and go above and beyond. I'm Nikki Ledecky,
I can hear myself
running
now.
experts at Shields.
Shields, when it comes to gear and expert advice, we're right there with you in Bismarck, Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Moorhead.
Hey, look, it's a bird.
No, is that a plane?
Wait, no,
It's Super Guy.
Can I help you?
I'm here for the IRET Properties Heroes Program, citizen. I'd like to apply to rent one of your properties and receive 10% off my monthly rent.
And I as well, ma'am.
Captain Stars and Stripes? No offense, guys, but the IRET Properties Heroes Program isn't exactly for you. Our Heroes Program honors teachers, nurses, active and retired military personnel, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, and members of the National Guard by offering 10% off their monthly rent.
Not even Bat Dude?
Not even Bat Dude. But IRET has many properties with competitive rent, plus pet-friendly and outdoor pool options. I'd be happy to help you find a property to suit your needs.
That would be super!
Go to iretapartments.com or call 837-RENT to learn more about the IRET Properties Heroes Program. IRET Properties. This is home.
We've been thinking a championship team is not born, it's developed through
And we're back at the Pepsi rink, and we'll go through the first period scoring recap. In a 1-1 game, Austin got on the board first at the 5:55 mark when Quinn Martin took a pass from Jason Cohen onto the corner and fired it past Minot goalie Austin Park. Minot bounced back at the 12:10 mark when Derek Frentz took a pass from Reed Stephenson and went in on a breakaway and was able to slip it by Austin goaltender Schilling. Schilling had 13 shots on him in the first period and had 12 saves, where Park had 6 shots on him and made 5 saves. Not too much for penalties in the first period. The first penalty was taken by Minot's skater at the 8:45 mark. Austin Martinson took a high sticking. At the 14:52 mark, Logan Haskins took a double minor for high sticking when he caught Miroslav Mucha on the mouth. And just a few minutes later at the 18:11 mark, Travis Koffenbuehler took a slashing minor. And at that same time, Alex Adams took an unsportsmanlike conduct minor for the play that happened right after that, the retaliation. What was your thoughts on the first period, Blake?
I thought it was a good back and forth period. Austin had a really good penalty kill. I thought they killed off that 4-minute double minor. Minot had a lot of chances to score in that double minor, but Schilling came up big and kept this a tie game.
Yeah, it was kind of a back and forth period. It's a little slow to get going, and we might not have had that power play. We did create some good chances and just couldn't quite pop one in there.
Yeah, Austin Park, only 6 shots. One snuck by him early in the first period, but he really settled down after that early goal.
He looked a little bit like he was fighting the puck a little bit, but it's tough for a goaltender when you're only seeing 6 shots in that period. And it just creates a different aspect. I wasn't a goalie or anything like that, but I do know that when you talk to a goalie, most of the time they want to have those 30 shots on them, keep them in the game and keep them sharp.
Well, not even that, just early shots, get the feel for the puck early in the game, and so you get those gears out of the way. I mean, I think it was a first or second shot that went in on Austin Park, and that's not always a good start to have, but like I said, he really started to settle down there after he stopped fighting the puck there for a little bit.
Yeah, what did you think about, were there any players that stood up for you that period?
Oh, Frentz, as always. Frentz is a really key player for Minot heading down the stretch here in the playoffs. His speed showed up there in the first period. He sprung right through the 2 defensemen in all alone on a breakaway and beat Schilling Blocker's side. So, Frentz's speed is just unmatched in this game so far.
Ken and I were talking during the period about the position that Coach Murray's in and what you do when you've clinched, and what do you sit players, do you not sit players, and what's your thoughts going into next weekend? Do you give Frentz and Stephenson a night off, or do you give them both nights off, or what's your opinion on that?
Personally, I think Bross is out tonight, he's resting, so you're starting to see more and more coaches do that. I wish they would do it more. You look towards next weekend. I wouldn't have a problem with sitting Stephenson and Frentz. I mean, you want those guys rested and ready for the playoffs. You don't want to play them next week and you already clinched the Central Division and risk them getting injured.
But you want them to be sharp, though. See, my thought is you have them play one game and then you sit another line the second night, because Yep. 2 weeks off is a long time for a young player, and I think it's good to get him on the ice at least one night. And I know you're risking an injury, but I guess there's different ways to look at that, and there's pros and cons to both sides. I think.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with a player interview.
The investment you've made in your John Deere equipment is too valuable to just shed it and forget it this fall. Get your tractor, air drill, planter, sprayer, baler, combine, or header scheduled for a postseason performance inspection at one of the 8 Gooseneck Implement store locations. If you schedule by January 1st, 2017, Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to their facility. And any John Deere parts you may need installed by Gooseneck certified technicians will maintain the used season warranty for most equipment. Optimize performance and prevent downtime. Call your local.
Back to the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report. I'm Blake Friars alongside Jake Diddle. Jake, thanks for some time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So winning the first Central Division crown in franchise history, what's that like and what's the mood like in the room?
It's a big deal for our organization. We haven't won it yet at all, and for me, being here my third year, it's been a great opportunity for our entire team, I guess, and it's awesome to clinch first.
What's it like being a captain for this team and a little bit of pressure going into the playoffs, being knocked out of the playoffs 4 years in a row?
Yeah, I think our team is doing great so far. We've been in first the entire regular season. I don't think we look at that stat specifically, but we're excited to go into playoffs with a little bit of an edge since we've been knocked out by Austin the last 2 years I've been here, and I know previous years. So we're going for blood, and the guys from last year remember that feeling, and we'll go into our first round remembering that.
What's it like having 2 goaltenders that give you a chance to win every night? Austin Park starting tonight. He's won his last 8 starts. What's it like for the team?
It's nice to have 2 goalies that we can both rely on. I guess either way, we know that when we go into our game, regardless, we're going to get a good showing from both goaltenders. It's nice for the defense not to have to worry about if we're starting a lesser goalie. It's nice that way.
What's one key to victory for tonight against Austin?
Just play our game. Obviously they're out of playoffs and we're clinched first, but we want to keep our game of play and keep working hard.
All right, thanks for some time tonight. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'm Blake Friars, and that's Jake Diddle. When we come back, we'll recap the intermission report.
Housing lender.
Take care of your feet, and they'll take care of you. The foot and ankle specialists at Trinity Health can help with both surgical and non-surgical solutions. So, patients who suffer from foot and ankle related issues can say, "So long, heel pain. Catch you later, corns. Hasta la vista, hammer toes." Relieve pain now and help prevent future discomfort. Diagnosis and treatment is available today. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Listen, your wedding day is the biggest day of your life. That's why you need to talk with Nick Holberg from Pro Style Production DJ Services. The experience, the voice, the setup, you won't be disappointed. 15 years of big arena hosting, announcing, and DJing speaks for itself. PSP DJ Services also handles premier events, reunions, or parties. Call 833-1007 or visit ProStyleProduction.com to book now. PSP DJ Services. Make your event Pro Style.
All in one place, you can get a fabulous coffee, the best burger in town, arrange a meeting for up to 30 people, and begin your next trip, whether business or vacation. It's Minot's newest, most architecturally beautiful, versatile structure, the Minot International Airport. The Trestle Tap House and Cafe with Caribou Coffee and customizable meeting spaces are just a couple of the amenities offered. The Minot International Airport. See the world from home.
What's the best birthday party option in town? Toros Hockey. You supply the birthday boy or girl, and the Toros do the rest. Designated party areas and all sorts of perks to make your birthday kid feel special on his or her special day. Kids, it's up to you. Tell your parents or guardian that you want to celebrate your birthday with Tank and the Toros. For more information, call 701-852-0101 or visit MinotaurosHockey.com. Toros Hockey, making your birthday special. Join the charge.
Welcome back to the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report. Now let's take a look around the North American Hockey League Central Division and take a look at some of those important games that we're having tonight. First, let's go take a look at what Aberdeen's doing, and they're in Minnesota tonight playing the Minnesota Magicians and out of the division matchup at 15:35 to go in the second, knotted up at 2. So Aberdeen, those are 2 points they need to get. In the most important game in Brookings, Bismarck and Brookings, with 7:23 to go in the second, Brookings has taken a 2-1 lead over Bismarck. So that'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. And boy, Bismarck needs those 2 points.
Absolutely, yeah, that's huge. I mean, if they lose that game, they fall 5 points back of Brookings for that final playoff spot, and it just makes things harder.
And that pretty much seals the deal, I would say. And speaking of critical playoffs, we're heading down the stretch to the National Hockey League, and we'll take a quick rundown of the scores in the National Hockey League. Pittsburgh up on New York Rangers 3-2 with 4 to go in the third. The Islanders are up on the Devils 2-0 after 2. Blackhawks up on the Columbus Blue Jackets 2-1 after 1. St. Louis is taking an early lead over Colorado with 6:04 to go in the first. Calgary is up on San Jose 1-0 with 7:34 to go in the first. Later tonight we got LA in Vancouver, and we got Washington in Arizona. So some important games down the stretch here in the National Hockey League.
The biggest what I like the most about down the stretch in the NHL is the Pacific Division. I mean, you got San Jose, you got Edmonton, you got Calgary, and you got Anaheim, all fighting for that first overall in the Pacific. And
there's some teams there we mentioned that we haven't spoke about when we were talking playoffs here in a long time. And you had Edmonton clinching a couple nights ago, and that's a long time for them, and it's good to see them back. And it looks like Calgary will be back in here with a loss to LA or a win for Calgary, and they'll be in, and it's good to see them in. And we could have a battle of Alberta there, and across the way we got Montreal in. Toronto looks like they should be in. I mean, depends on how they played on this last week, but they're looking like in a good place. And it's fun to have a lot of these Canadian teams back in. Last year we looked at each other and said, wow, there's now one Canadian team in, and now this year it looks like there could be five. So pretty impressive. And when you look at a team like Winnipeg who's not going to make it this year, and if you had to ask me one team that I think will be in the playoffs next year, I'd say Winnipeg will, because they have some great young talent in Winnipeg, and they're a fun team to watch, and I expect good things from them. So it's good. It's good to see the good stretch drives are intense.
So you take a look at the second period matchup between these two teams. What are you looking forward to for the second period coming up?
I thought the first period was a little sloppy on both teams. I thought there was a lot of passes that were missed through the neutral zone. I thought there was a lot of plays where you just kind of looked at each other. Ken and I kind of looked at each other like, what was that guy doing there? And and it looked like they're a little lackluster. So I think both coaches went into after that period, and neither team coaches were probably happy with the performance. And I think we'll see a little sharper period here, and I think we'll keep seeing that intensity level come out. I know this game doesn't mean a whole lot, but these players still want to win. And as Diddle said in your interview, hey, Austin's knocked us out so many times. We don't really want to end the year with a loss to Austin.
Absolutely.
So.
The biggest thing for me is special teams. Special teams, doesn't matter who you're playing. If you want to be successful, especially in the playoffs down the stretch, your special teams is the most important part of being successful. Their penalty kill is very good. Their power play struggling a little bit, kind of picking it up in the latter half of the season, but come playoff time, special teams has got to be the reason.
Oh, definitely. It just seems like it magnifies it more when postseason comes.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And usually teams step up a little bit more on the power play and the penalty kill in the postseason. And it's fun talking playoff hockey. And I can't wait for the North American League playoffs. And it's a fun time of year for hockey fans.
It's a good time to be a Toros fan, that's for sure. That's all for the intermission report. I'm Blake Friars, alongside Brad Baroud. Ken Oda and Brad Baroud got the call for the second period. You're listening to the Toros Radio Network.
Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games, too. Thanks, Applebee's. When the Toros are on the road, the only thing we're hungry for is a win.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You could get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you could get up to $1,300 fast. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to libertytax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd to February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Liberty Tax wants to know, what would you do with an extra $50?
I put all 50 on my lottery numbers.
I could get my nails done twice.
I'd take my girl out to the movies.
When you get your taxes prepared at Liberty Tax, we'll give you $50 cash on the spot. For Liberty Tax locations near you, go to libertytax.com or call 866-871-1040. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you'll get cash and your taxes done on the spot. With paid tax preparation at participating locations, valid 1/2/2/2017, void where prohibited.
Welcome back inside the Pepsi Rink and Mesa Arena. Thanks to Blake and Brad for another fantastic Gooseneck Implement intermission report. We're about ready to start the second period. Toros and Bruins even at aces. Martin and Frentz with the goals. In the first. Kothenbuthel and Adams start the period in the penalty box. They had the matching minors late in period number one. Dahlemer and Cone on the draw. Whenever we decide we're ready to play hockey.
I think they're maybe waiting a little bit for the ice to set up.
Warmer weather means it takes a little bit longer. Cone and Dahlemer on the draw, and 50-50 draw it is. Toros now working from left to right on your radio dial as that's punched deep into the Austin end, but Luft is on it first. Luft guides it along to the former Toro Murphy, and Murphy flips out to the far side. Nice touch through the neutral zone, finds Cone in, shot. That one goes wide. Murphy lets it roll to the point. Luft skips one wide of the cage as well. It comes out to the far side. No one there for the Toros. Fortunately, the turnaround shot was wide off the stick of Drobin. Cone pinned to the wall there. Murphy trying to spin out of the corner, looking back post. Nothing doing there. Bouncing puck, batted at. Finally, it's O'Connor, the former Bruin. Plays across to the Minot native ends. O'Connor and Murphy on the ice right now. They were traded for each other at the trade deadline. I think just a good old-fashioned hockey trade, Brad. You don't see a lot of those.
No, I think both teams benefited from that. I gave Austin a little bit more scoring punch, and it solidified our defense when we needed a little bit of, we just needed that extra guy back there with some veteran presence.
And With a 5-year junior career, O'Connor certainly has that. Diddle chips it in. That's one thing I think, looking around the division, if you want to point to the thing that sets the Toros apart from perhaps every other team, it is that ability to go 7 or even 8 deep on defense. As that shot wide by Misiak, it carries around to the near side.
And that's something I didn't expect when we looked at our roster at the beginning of the year. I think everybody was like, well, we don't have that big horseback on defense like we've had in years past. And now we just kind of have a whole solid group.
Of course, Diddle and Sawchuk have been a fantastic top pair, as good as you'll find in this league. And now, really, the next 4 on any given night, you can really pick and choose from the whole group. That's touched ahead by Martinson. They'll roll into the near corner. Pearson's after it. Zwiner walls him off. Craddock plays the body, but the puck is ahead to the near side. Misiak able to punch it out to neutral. Holmstrom steps up. Craddock guides it back into the zone. He'll give chase against Pearson. Koss can't settle it down. Pearson does. Touches ahead. Zwiner has his stick lifted and then chops it down the wall. Pearson, D to D. Cranzen ahead to the near side. Cholak can't settle it down. Sawchuk has to dump it in as all of his mates are in offside. They'll touch up and chase after. Zwiner will apply pressure, as will Koss. The pass comes across. And it's Pearson ahead, broken up by Holmstrom. Zapata gains the line. Sawchuk takes it away nicely. I'll keep beating the drum. I don't think I'll win the fight, but I think Nolan Sawchuk should get some heavy consideration for Rookie of the Year, Brad.
When you look at our team, too, he should look at some MVP votes, too.
Certainly should, but you look at a kid who, as a defenseman, jumped right into the top pair as a rookie. He's plus 30 on the year. Well, that's turned over. Thrall shot it up and over as O'Connor did well to slide and take away the shooting lane.
Just look what he's done to solidify our D, though. I mean, that's a huge thing. Defense wins championships, and he sure helped us out this year.
And for a kid who's a defense-first defenseman, 32 points isn't a bad season either.
No, not at all.
Springman feeds in for Stephenson. His pass across is broken up. Springer now on this top line with Frentz and Stephenson, while Adams sits in the box. Shot blocked off in front. Martin. He had the Bruins goal early in this one, but he lost the handle to Springman in front for Frentz. Diving. What a save! Going side to side by Schilling. He didn't have his stick. It was behind him. Didn't need it. Well, there's a shot on. That's a much easier save for Park, who gloved that. How did Schilling get the leg on that, Brad?
That was definitely an opportunity. Boy, you want one of those, you say, well, I bet your Frentz like to have that again. But Frentz made a wonderful play just to get that shot off. So, give both guys credit there on some good hockey.
That's just, good hockey. A great play to get the scoring opportunity, diving towards his stomach to get the shot off, just to reach that puck, and it looked like a tap into an easy side if he could get there, and then Schilling came out of nowhere. I don't often submit plays for the other teams for plays of the week, but that's one that definitely merits some consideration. This is McGinnis controlling for the Toros off the draw. The affiliate player rips across for Pionk. Pionk gains the line on the near side and then rolls it deep for Dahlimer. Kinsella moves it to the near side. Koss is there as the Toros continue to jumble their lines down a forward. I assume I haven't seen Miroslav Mucha back on the bench. Big hit by Jake Diddle as he put Pearson down hard. And the puck goes for an icing as well. Make that Cohen.
Cohen, yeah.
And Cohen's not going to be able to get off to the bench. He got absolutely erased by Jake Diddle.
Had his head down and boom, he got...
I don't know if the league accepts hits for plays of the week, but I'm going to send that one in and find out.
Oh, Cohen just slashed or cross-checked Dahlimer.
Shot by Diddle, saved, the rebound loose. Koss pokes at it, but the Bruins will look to go the other way. This time Cohen has his head up as he heads up ice. Dahlimer takes him into the glass, however, it lays free for McGinnis. Far side, Koss can't win that battle. Murphy will look to turn it in front. One-timer kicked away by Park. That's the first real hard save Park has had to make, and he passed the test. McGinnis to the near side. Back on it is Zapata. Long pass up. That missed Kothenbuthel. Park comes out of his net. They'll say no icing. I don't know if that decision was made before or after Park left the cage. Far side long shot. That skips wide. Springman loses the race to this to Keene, but it's out to neutral ice. Martinson one-hands it into the zone. He's working 1-on-3. Schilling out of his net, plays around to the near side. Lawrence. Springman steps into him. Holmstrom can't hold it at the point. Sawchuk scurries back. Park plays ahead along the near side. Lawrence finds it. Lawrence walks to the high slot. Watched by Martinson. Tip wide. I think it was Sawchuk who got the block. 14:20 left to play here in period number 2. Toros and Bruins even at 1. Springman trying to work his way through. But it's taken away. Sangvong-Se guides around to the far side, and Lawrence. Lawrence spins ahead and out. Holmstrom backpedals and chops it into the zone. Toros have to touch up. Lawrence behind his own net, watched by Craddock. Left in behind Cranzen. Comes to the near side, Misiak. Koss steps into him. It's ahead. Martin and Enns come together. Enns wins that battle and takes the puck away. Turned over in behind. Cranzen keeps it. Shot blocked. That got up high on O'Connor. Seemed to sting the Toro defenseman. It comes across to the near side. Craddock plays the body on Cranzen. Park out of his net to stop that. Miscommunication leads to a turnover. Good work by O'Connor in behind. Craddock digs the puck out, and the Toros will go the other way. Zwiner carries over the red and the blue. Spencer Zwiner carries deep, gets walled off by Spetz. Gets help, does Zwiner, wins the puck back, plays up top. Diddle, shot, save made, and the rebound escaped the reach of Stephenson. Zwiner gets away with a hook. McGinnis finishes the play off, and the Toros take back over. Long stretch pass, good stick, breaks that up. Hacked ahead off the mark for Zwiner, and Spetz will settle it down for the Bruins. Spetz rips one ahead. Cholak into the zone. Looking to center. That's off the mark. Rebound to the near side. Diddle sweeps it out to neutral ice. It'll roll Luft back on it. It won't go for icing. They'll say Luft could have played that. That allows Adams to take it away. He's got Stephenson back post. Instead he tries a shot. It's blocked up front by traffic. Left off to the far side. Frentzen in the middle for Stephenson. Stephenson walks in. Wires. That one goes up and off the glass and then catches the mesh for a whistle. Good to hear from John Lizotte, former Toro captain.
When we were talking about defense and talking about forces on the blue line, boy, when he was here, wasn't he a force?
2 years as, I would say, one of the best defensemen in the league. Certainly in the division was John Lizotte, now playing his college hockey at St. Cloud State.
And he's playing a little bit of forward now, too.
He is. It's a player who can do it all. He was the Toros' all-time leading scorer for defensemen until Jake Diddle broke that record this season.
I have no idea where that puck went.
I never saw it come down.
I have no idea where that went.
But, Jake Diddle now with 64 career points, past 62, the record by John Lizotte. Still haven't seen that puck come down.
Was it caught up in equipment or something? I don't know where it went.
No, they came and got a new puck from the score box. I think it's probably caught up on that, the bag here instead of the ductwork. Into the zone is Pionk. Hits the brakes, looks to turn back the way he came. They continue to dig in the corner. 2-by-2. This is Dahlemer. Plays up top. That left the zone. McGinnis, make that ends, has to backtrack. Dahlemer holds as long as he can, then plays back ends, chops it in. Toros are mid-change.
Dahlemer in the corner holding it. Talbot digs it free. Talbot circles it up to O'Connor. O'Connor over to Enns. Enns with a shot just wide. Rings around out to O'Connor. Dahlemer circles in the corner. Ooh, Martinson hit with a check. Ooh, tipped by Talbot in there and saved by Schilling. Austin breaks out of the zone as Martin chips it into the zone. They're offside, so they go for a change as O'Connor has it deep in the zone and fires it over to Colby Enns. Ends back to O'Connor. O'Connor up through the neutral zone. Springman chips it in on Schilling. Austin out of the zone as Lawrence takes it in over the blue line, fires a shot that rides up on Diddle and goes into the corner. McInnes in the corner digging and fires it up to Springman. Springman cut off by Spetz. Austin holds his own as Lawrence holds it in the corner as he battles with Colby McInnes. Springman joins in the battle and the puck rotates around to Diddle. Diddle skates the puck, chips it up off the glass. Martinson battles with Missick on the blue line and the puck jumps back into the corner. Springman gains control and fires it out as Loft up to Cottonboodle. Over to Cholik. Cholik in the slot fires a shot as Austin Park gloves it down, and we'll have a face-off to the glove hand side of minor goaltender Austin Park. 1-1 to go, 9:40 to go in the second period already as this game's flying by. Corals out shooting the Awesome Bruins 19-10, and we're knotted up at 1. Good crowd here tonight, Ken.
Another good crowd. You didn't know what to expect since, again, these games don't have a ton of meaning when it comes to the standings.
Yeah, the word playoffs gets in the air, though, and the excitement level built for that playoffs, and people want to come out and watch their team.
Shots on goal, 19-10, and that feels about right. It seems like the Toros, for the most part, have controlled the play. The Bruins have had a few opportunities in transition, but for the most part, it's been all Toros despite the even score.
Yeah, they definitely controlled it, especially in the second period. I feel like Minot's kind of taken over the game a little bit. Still a lot of passes, though, that have been a little sloppy tonight.
They're through 2 down in Brookings, and it's the Blizzard 4, the Bobcats 1. The Bobcats' playoff hopes nearing life support time. This is Luft. Of course, the Bobcats do have the easier matchup next weekend.
Yeah, I still thought tonight was do or die kind of for them.
But they need at least a sweep to stay alive. Or at least a split, I should say.
Yeah.
At least a split. 3 points back right now. If they fall to 5 with just 2 games to play, they'll be done.
Yeah.
In front, it's Koss. Kinsella put down hard by Koss. And the Toros will take over in their own end. Zwiner. They dig along the boards. Ends from the point, skips one wide. Chop to the near side, Ends. Down into the corner, unable to stop was Koss. Keene takes over, plays to the far side. Thrall touches out. Craddock moves it down. Loose puck.
Close to too many men there.
Very close. This is Stephenson finds Frentz. Frentz in behind the defense again, and he put it up and over the blocker's side. That looked a lot like the first goal the Toros scored. Laid back. O'Connor. Cross for Ends. Touch for Frentz, gives back to Stephenson for Adams. Shot blocked. Rebound hacked ahead. Chola poked at the red line. Nice play by the Minot native Ends. Frentz looking to turn the corner. Leaves in front. Very nonchalant play by the defenseman there, Thomas Keene.
Adams is right there. I think it even caught Adams off guard a little bit. He's like, wow, the guy's left it there.
Ahead to the near side. Frentz hits the brakes, looks across for Ends. Ends has it hop on him. Going the other way is Cone. Good poke at the line. This should be offside.
It was offsides, but they didn't call that.
Chipped ahead for Stephenson. Has trouble going tack to tape. O'Connor throws it deep. It'll roll down for icing. And the goalie had to tell the linesman it was icing.
Yikes. Offsides, icing, boy.
It's almost like the officials realize this one doesn't matter for the standings either.
Wow. Going back to that Bismarck thing quick, it makes you wonder, like, every time it seems like Bismarck had the opportunity to climb back in this, they've stumbled.
Off the draw, quick shot. That one's gobbled up by Park for another whistle. 7:16 left to go in period number 2. Shots on goal now 19-11. But we're still even at 1 aside. Draws to the right of Austin Park. Draw one back by the Toros. McGinnis guides it around to Diddle, and Diddle tries the far side. Martinson out to neutral ice. D to D. Luft touches ahead. Martin sweeps it low. Park out of his net. Comes across to Pionk. They continue to dig along the wall. Luft with a shot that's blocked. Murphy can't settle it down. Martin does. His shot's blocked as well. This is Pionk. Pionk ahead. Hits the brakes as he gains the line and rolls it deep. That was out of the reach of Martinson. Far side Martin. Down the wall. Martinson touches for Dahlemer. Dahlemer circles back and plays to the point. McGinnis comes across for Diddle. The Toros captain into the middle for Martinson. Hacks it. It's in! How did that one get in? Austin Martinson gives the Toros a 2-1 lead.
I kind of caught it in the slot there and fired a knuckleball that just kind of flopped over the shoulder of Schilling into the back of the net.
I don't know that Schilling ever had a good look at that one.
It was through traffic and it just was fluttering over the top, and that's a tough one for a goalie when you can't see it like that through traffic, and that puts the Toros on the in the lead, which it seems like we've been in the lead, but now we officially are.
It certainly has felt like it's been all Toros. They're out shooting the Bruins 20-11. As that is offside at the line. You know, Brad, something else to think about if you're a Toros fan. You don't want to see anyone get hurt, obviously, but another downside of Miro's injury, not to be critical of Miro, but he's not a guy that I think Marty Murray and the coaching staff would choose to rest next weekend.
No, not at all.
And I think that might force some of the Toros' big guns into the lineup next weekend. This is Springman looking back, post for a tip from Talbot. He got it, but it went up and over the crossbar.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the injury is and see how severe it is. I kind of expected he'd be back, but maybe has a tooth or something. This
is France into the middle. That hits several players on the Bruin bench. 5:54.
It's kind of funny. We've had a lot of good. Schilling's made some good saves, and then you kind of feel bad for him because that seeing eye shot that flops over goes in, and
it must have hit a body or something the way it fluttered.
It looked like it. Yeah, I couldn't tell. It was like so many bodies in there.
Zweiner getting worked over in the corner. It's Zapata. Koss bumps Zapata hard. They continue to work along the wall. That was probably a hook by Koss. Either way, it's fired on net. Park makes the save from the red line, and the Toros take back over. Pass ahead for Craddock. He failed to catch it cleanly. Into the corner, Keene. They work Zapata. Near side, it's Cholak. Koss steps into him. Taken away, Koss walks in. That shot's blocked. Zweiner follows up. Koss doesn't have a stick, so the pass to him wasn't going to help. He rejoins the play, does Koss, and frees the puck up. Zweiner finds a top. Make that Craddock in front, who couldn't finish. Zweiner having a strong game, finds O'Connor. That one's fought off by Schilling. In behind Koss, leaves for Craddock. Toros working from behind the net now, play up top to Enns. Long shot, that one skips wide, checks up in behind the net.
That's a strong shift for the fourth line there.
It's a fourth line that I think would be at least a third line for a lot of other teams in this league. Puck controlled by the Toros at their own blue line. This is Enns. Of course, you see that at all levels of hockey, really. You look at some of the last few cup winners, whether it's Pittsburgh or Chicago, Boston.
Defense and depth wins championships.
Every team can find those couple of high-end guys. You look at this lineup for For Austin, they have Misiak's 10th in the league in scoring, 55 points. Cotham Buthel has 50 points. Everyone has those few dangerous players. It's really the rest of your lineup that makes the difference between a first-place team and a sixth-place team.
Yep, it sure is.
This is Stephenson. Except for Northeast. Northeast is their own bouncing puck. This is McGinnis. Dumped into the zone. McGinnis gets a rough ride in front of the Toro bench. They work along the near side. And now we got a fight. It's Pionk and Martin. Pionk comes underneath with an uppercut. Another one, but he whiffed. And now Martin goes down, gets back up. Pionk comes over the top. And the linesmen step in before that one really got going.
All right, you called that one, Ken.
I had a feeling Pionk was going to go tonight. I think he did sting him with one of those uppercuts. Martin seems very unhappy as he heads to the locker room. I don't think anyone really landed anything. Pionk maybe got one uppercut in.
Yeah, it didn't look like, there was not a whole lot of punches thrown, so and the linesman stepped in a little sooner than I wish they would have.
Yeah.
I didn't see what started it, Ken. I was looking to the other side, and I didn't see it.
Draw controlled by the Bruins as we get going again with 3-2-1 showing on the game clock. Toros out shooting the Bruins 21-12 and lead this 2-1. Touched into the zone. Chopped ahead. Murphy bumped down by Talbot. As we hit the 9 o'clock hour here on 1390 KRRZ in Minot, Toros lead the Bruins 2-1. This one dumped in. Sawchuk's back on it. Left across. That pass hits a leg. Cotham puts it on net. Park fought it off. It got through him.
Good save by Park there.
A hard save to make as he was going side to side and it got redirected. It managed to trickle through. Good work by Martinson to dig that out. Ahead to the near side and Dollimer. Pearson. Far side, Misiak. Hits the break, shot save made, and the rebound held by Park.
He mentions Weiner having a good night today. Another guy I've been looking at tonight, and I think he's having a great night, is Dollimer.
Yes. He's been another one of those rookies who's been sneaky good and really...
Since Christmas, he's been very, very good.
You look at the Toros are going to lose a lot of players up front. Guys like Dollimer and Talbot are guys you count on coming back next year and leading the way. Bouncing puck. Cholak has it poked away. Weiner finds it. Final 2 minutes of the period as Weiner gains the line. Gets stood up by Spetz. Fights through. Finds Koss in behind. His pass is broken up. Comes along to the near side. Lawrence into the zone. Watched by Enns. Good stick by Enns. That's thrown down the ice. It'll end up on net, so it won't go for icing. Fortunate Karam there off the board. Left to the near side. Bouncing puck. Cone can't settle it down. Stephenson takes it away. Stephenson shot. That one's blocked. Behind the play, Lawrence is down. What happened there, Brad?
I didn't see. I thought I tripped over the linesman going to the bench.
This is Cone working down the wall. Stephenson steps in, takes it away, trying to work it back to the point and Diddle. Gloves down to the stick. Chops it right back, but Stephenson took the stick out of the hands of Spetz, and the Toros will be shorthanded with 1:06 to play here in period number 2. Toros will be shorthanded for, I believe, the second time tonight.
Power play for Austin struggled just like the Toros this year. And
2 minutes slashing at Stephenson, the Toros. 2 minutes slashing.
I mean, the key difference is the Toros' penalty kill has been as good.
And Austin's has been kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, and so special teams become a non-factor in the Toro games as the Toros have struggled on the power play but don't give anything up.
Exactly.
The Bruins have struggled at both as this goes back to the point. D to D, Drobit. Across. Drobit looks back across to the far side. Misiak's shot fought off through traffic by Park. That's a tough save. Down the wall, Murphy can't stop Misiak on the far side. Misiak guides it back to the point. They play catch, and now to the hash marks, drop below the goal line for Murphy. Murphy walks to the circle, plays up top of the umbrella. Sangvong-Se's shot's blocked, and it rolls out to neutral ice. I mean, just for comparison's sake, the Toros have only scored 32 power play goals this season. That is the third fewest. Now a shorthanded chance for Adams. He was in too tight, and Schilling was able to cover. The Toros just 32 power play goals. That is third fewest in the league. They've also only given up 35 power play goals. So special teams, as I said, pretty much a wash.
A good penalty kill, so makes you forget about a bad power play.
Yes.
Because you can't afford to let goals in, and the Toros have done a great job of really being strong defensively 5-on-5 and when they're shorthanded.
There's one put wide of the cage by Martinson, and Schilling couldn't play it before the whistle went. And, I hate to say it, but if you can only have one of the two, you'd rather have this strong penalty kill.
Yep.
Than have to worry about making up goals with your power play.
Exactly. It takes the pressure off that power play.
Yeah. Dahlimer and Kothenbuthel will take this draw. Just 4 seconds, 3.9 seconds left here in the period. One back, Lawrence. And the horn sounds. We are through 40 minutes. The score is the Toros 2, the Bruins 1. We'll be back with the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report after these messages here on the Minotauros Network.
Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games, too. Thanks, Applebee's. When the Toros are on the road, the only thing we're hungry for is a win.
Hey there, your Applebee's bartender here with a tip on making Mondays better. Now you can score any of our burgers, plus free refills of fries for just $6.99. Who knows? With a deal this juicy, you might actually look forward to the end of the weekend. So come by and fill your stomach without emptying your wallet on Monday Burger Night. New and only at Applebee's. For a limited time, price and participation varies.
The small grain harvest is in. Now's the time to think about getting your combine inspected by the John Deere certified technicians at Gooseneck Implement. Sign up for your inspection by January 1st, 2017. And Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to one of their 8 store locations. And when you sign up your combine and header together, receive $100 off the inspections. Our 100 technicians have more than 1,000 years combined experience working on John Deere equipment. That's the Gooseneck difference. Schedule today.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You can get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you can get up to $1,300. Fast. Hurry. Offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to libertytax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd through February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Your hands are a vital part of who you are, how you work, play, even how you communicate. When injury or illness strikes, the hand team at Trinity Health will be there to help restore full functionality. We specialize in surgical repairs, hand reconstruction, non-surgical interventions, and occupational therapies. Don't let damage or disorder take away your hands. See the hand team at Trinity Health. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day. Crossing the line to that marathon, it's the biggest reward you can get. I want my customers to achieve their goals and go above and beyond. I'm Nikki Ladegi, and I'm one of the running experts at Shields.
Shields, when it comes to gear and expert advice, we're right there with you in Bismarck, Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Moorhead.
Hey, look, it's a bird.
No, is that a plane?
Wait, no,
It's Super Guy.
Can I help you?
I'm here for the IRET Properties Heroes Program, citizen. I'd like to apply to rent one of your properties and receive 10% off my monthly rent.
And I as well, ma'am.
Captain Stars and Stripes? No offense, guys, but the IRET Properties Heroes Program isn't exactly for you. Our Heroes Program honors teachers, nurses, active and retired military personnel, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, and members of the National Guard by offering 10% off their monthly rent.
Not even Bat Dude?
Not even Bat Dude. But IRET has many properties with competitive rent, plus pet-friendly and outdoor pool options. I'd be happy to help you find a property to suit your needs.
That would be super!
Go to iretapartments.com or call 837-RENT to learn more about the IRET Properties Heroes Program. IRET Properties. This is home.
Welcome back to Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report. I'm Blake Friars, joined alongside Brad Baroud. I'm going to give a quick scoring summary of what happened a little bit in that second period.
One goal in the second period, and that was Toro skater Austin Matthews at the 13:32 mark with an assist from Jake Dettel and Nate Pionk, and it was an interesting shot that Wilkeye went through traffic and just found a way to get over the top of the shoulder of Schilling and gave that Toros a 2-1 lead. And taking a look at the penalties in that second period, a few more of that period. Austin Quinn Martin got a fighting major as him and Nate Pionk went at it. They both got 5 and 10s for fighting, and that was at the 16:35 mark. And late in the period, Reed Stephenson took a slashing penalty at the 18:54 mark, and he still has 55 seconds to go on that. And what were your thoughts on the second period, Blake?
I thought the Toros really picked it up and really took control of that period. They cleaned up their play in the D zone, and their entries in the neutral zone were a lot more smooth, and they took advantage of a lucky break, and they took a 2-1 lead. Frentz almost made it 3-1. He got sprung on another breakaway. Boy, Frentz is one that sticks out tonight, that's for sure.
Well, it just seems like. It seemed like that whole period we had a lead, and we didn't. It was 1-1 through most of the period, and it just seemed like the Toros were in such control that it looked like a 4-1 game out there. But this one's not over yet. I expect to push back, and I think that fight will change things a little bit in the eyes of Austin. It seems to get your teammates going when someone steps up like that.
Yeah.
It should be a good third period.
Do you agree with the 10 minute, a 5 and a 10 for fighting? Is that just like eliminate less fights, or is that just
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just in all leagues, whether you're talking the United States Hockey League, North American Hockey League, and definitely up in the CHL up in Canada, they just try to curb the fighting a little bit. And one way to do it is when you penalize a guy for 15 minutes. That's quite a chunk in a game, and it protects you from having those nights where you got fights all over the place.
The Toros out shooting Austin 22-14. When we come back on the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report, Nick Halbert caught up with Colby Jens. When we come back, we'll hear that interview.
The investment you made in your John Deere equipment is too valuable to just shed it and forget it this fall. Get your tractor, air drill, planter, sprayer, baler, combine, or header scheduled.
Hockey fans, welcome back to the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Report. We're now joined by hometown product Colby Enns, a defender on the back end. First of all, Colby, thanks for some time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a while since we've seen you since the high school season. You've transitioned very nicely into the junior game. Talk just about that transition a bit.
I think the biggest difference I've noticed is the speed change, but I think I've adjusted well, and so it's going good.
You've really made an impact on the back end and kind of a short bench on the back end for a while before you joined. What's the mood in the room like, being one of the youngest guys there and having such a key role back there?
It's nice. Coming in, all the guys are very welcoming, so it's easy to adapt.
You guys wrap up a Central Division championship. You're a hometown product. This is a regular season crown that the Toros have been tracking down here for a while. Your thoughts on winning that title? It has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Ever since I've been watching, we never won one, so getting to come in and win one my first year is pretty special.
How hard is it to keep a focus now, knowing that we're matched up with Austin tonight, a team that's mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and the Toros winning the crown, two totally separate ends of the spectrum? How hard is it to play in a 60-minute battle tonight when it really doesn't mean anything for either team?
You got to come in every night, work hard. It's big 2 points every night, so yeah.
Touching on the goaltenders just a little bit, boy, those two guys back there, Park and Murray, have just dominated for you guys. How much easier does that make your job?
Oh, it helps out a lot. We have a lot of confidence in them, and they make big saves when we need it, so it's good.
4 games left in the regular season. Do you have a personal goal heading forward down the stretch here for the end of the year?
Just try to play my best and keep it rolling in the playoffs.
One key for a win tonight against the Austin Bruins?
I think we got to get pucks deep. We got to get a good forecheck going, and hopefully good things happen.
Always great talking to you. Great job so far. Best of luck here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's Colby Enns, defenseman for the Minot Minotaurs. When we come back to the Gooseneck Implement Intermission Show, Blake and Brad will recap the scoring from the first. This is Minotauros Hockey.
Serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Take care of your feet, and they'll take care of you. The foot and ankle specialists at Trinity Health can help with both surgical and non-surgical solutions. So, patients who suffer from foot and ankle related issues can say, so long heel pain, catch you later corns, hasta la vista hammer toes. Relieve pain now and help prevent future discomfort. Diagnosis and treatment is available today. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Listen, your wedding day is the biggest day of your life. That's why you need to talk with Nick Holberg from Pro Style Production DJ Services. The experience, the voice, the setup, you won't be disappointed. 15 years of big arena hosting, announcing, and DJing speaks for itself. PSP DJ Services also handles premier events, reunions, or parties. Call 833-1007 or visit ProStyleProduction.com to book now. PSP DJ Services. Make your event Pro Style.
Welcome back to the Gooseneck Intermission Report. Let's take a look at the Central Division scores in the National American Hockey League.
Taking a look at the Central Division down in Minnesota, the Wilderness are battling the Janesville Jets with 9:13 to go. Minnesota Wilderness are up 2-1 on Janesville, so Minnesota will just move one step closer to Minot, which they can't catch us, but it'll just solidify their second place spot. Down in where the Minnesota Magicians are taking on the Aberdeen Wings. That one's knotted up at 3-3 with 17:45 to go in the third. So Aberdeen needs those 2 points, so that'll be a tough third period for them. And then the big one, down in Brookings, between the Bismarck Bobcats and the Brookings Blizzard with 11:13 to go in the third. It's 4-2 Brookings. So Bismarck's playoff hopes are definitely on life support, and with a loss tonight, it's going to be an almost impossible road to toe for the Bismarck Bobcats.
When you take a look at the NHL scores, boy, it's a great race for that final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. You got the Rangers, 90 plus points they're in, but when you take a look at the second wild card, you could have Tampa Bay, New York Islanders, Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins, and then you got Philly and Carolina also sneaking up there trying to catch them. So that's a terrific race, and that's kind of the races I like watching.
It's going to be a fun 2 weeks, and let's take a look at the scores and see where we're at tonight. And just finishing 15 seconds to go in this one. The Islanders are up on the Devils 2-1. So that'll draw the Islanders one step closer there. And at the end of 2, the Blackhawks are up on the Blue Jackets 2-1 with 8:56 to go in the second. The Blues have a 1-0 lead on Colorado. Midway through the game, Calgary has a 2-1 lead on San Jose with a win there. Calgary will clinch a playoff spot. As my computer just resets, LA and Vancouver are knotted at 0. It's just underway. Washington and Arizona are 0-0 also midway through the first. One game that has one final. Pittsburgh did knock off the Rangers, but it was in the shootout. So the Rangers did get a point there, which for the most part, that's pretty much irrelevant. It looks like New York's going to take on Montreal in the first round of the playoffs there. That'd be pretty much the only solidified series, and that's not 100%, but it's like 99.8%.
Actually, you take a look at the Metropolitan, you got Washington, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and the Rangers all 95-plus points. It's just incredible. That division. And something that really grinds my gears is the new playoff format they got.
I love it.
They got, there's some pros and cons, but I mean, you look at the Metropolitan, that's a division that it's kind of unfortunate that it unfolds that way. You got Pittsburgh playing Columbus first round, and then the second round you'll have Washington or whoever play the winner of that. So already you got 2 of those 3 powerhouse teams out in the second round. It's kind of unfortunate to see, but
I'll give you the view on it that I look at it. We have divisions for a reason.
Yep.
And they're divided for a reason. Thus being, you have to be the best team in your division.
Yep.
So the playoff format, what it's going to do over the years, and we're going to see this grow and grow and grow into a wonderful thing. It's back the way it was in the 80s when we had the old Norris and the Smythe and those. It creates rivalries within that division.
Yep.
You watch now. Over the next couple of years, you got young teams like Calgary, Calgary and Edmonton and stuff. They're going to face each other. Can you imagine what a Battle of Alberta is going to be like for the province of Alberta? Could you imagine?
It'd be huge.
It'd be huge. And those rivalries and things like that and getting out of your division is going to become such a test. When you look at the Metro and the strength there, and you even look at the Central. We've been talking about the Central as being the dominant division in all of hockey for years now, and I still think it's one of the best when you look at that. And just to get out of the Central, just think about that. That's a tough task. So it creates that rivalry aspect that kind of guarantees the playoffs have that rivalry fuel, and I think that's what fans want. I mean, I know when I come to the rink here to watch, a North American Hockey League game, and
Minot, Bismarck, or something
if we get the magicians in town, not that it doesn't carry the same excitement as when Bismarck rolls up 100 miles to take us on. There's just a different buzz in the arena, and that's that same buzz when when Toronto rolls into Montreal. I mean, that buzz is there, or Calgary rolls into Vancouver. That buzz is there. They don't like each other,
absolutely,
and that's what I love about professional sports. And you talk college or you talk whatever, it's a different fuel when North Dakota plays Minnesota in hockey, than it is when North Dakota plays Mankato.
Yeah,
it's just a different animal, and that's what's fun about sports, and that's what creates that excitement in my mind.
Going back to the rivalries, the NHL, there isn't as many rivalries as there once was, and that's where you're kind of talking about the divisions. Back in the day, like 6 years ago, you had Vancouver, Chicago, who faced 3-4 years in the playoffs. That was a big rivalry. You got the original 6. You got Detroit and Chicago. You got your Edmonton and Calgary. You got your Montreal and Toronto. Rivalries like that, but the division is just going to create more rivalries like that.
One thing, though, and one criticism I do have of the National Hockey League is for a decade, they didn't focus on rivalries. They focused on individual rivalries and not team rivalries.
Yep.
And I don't like that. I think team rivalries is what it's about. That's what communities want and stuff. And I think by this playoff format change, which I think has been for this is the third year with it, that's going to fuel those team rivalries that we are talking about now, and that's a lot of fun.
look at the NHL. I mean, just the last 3 years, how it has changed so much. The game is so much faster. You got Dylan Larkin, you got Connor McDavid, you got Austin Matthews, you got Patrick Laine. There's just so many good rookies taking over the NHL, and the old guys are kind of, the young guys are coming in and say, move over. This is our league now, kind of like that. It's just great to watch those young teams like Toronto with all them rookies. Edmonton up and coming. They've had a lot of rookies for years, but I mean,
I don't think I've ever. I know in my lifetime there hasn't been a season where we've had, the rookies like we have this year. I mean, you look out west, you got Kachuk, you got and out east, and Line A out west, and he's amazing. I would say he'd be my vote for Rookie of the Year, but I got a feeling he's not going to get it just because he didn't make the playoffs. But that's another argument we can have later. But, you look out east, you got Matthews and Marner, Nylander, and there's a ton of them. We could go on and on and on, and that's fun to see the youth in the league, and it creates more excitement, and it also gives a lot of teams hope in the fact that they can rebuild their teams a little quicker than what they could a decade ago, and that changes it a little bit.
When you look at the Leafs, Austin Matthews broke a record that has been going on for about 30 years. He broke Wendell Clark's rookie scoring record. He scored his 35th goal last night, boy.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of. Toronto is not very good at drafting. So.
What an accomplishment, though, for a 19-year-old to come in his first year and just light the lamp.
He's a dynamic player, and that's just the point we were making. There is just a lot of young talent in this league, and it sure makes it a lot of fun. And who knows, maybe these guys we're watching here tonight and talking about are going to get their chance someday. There's quite a few North American League players that we see in the NHL today. I know Ben Bishop, Darlene. There's just a lot of players in this league that came through this North American Hockey League that achieved their dream and ended up in the National Hockey League.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get the third period stage set for you. You're watching the Gooseneck Intermission Report.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You could get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you could get up to $1,300 fast. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to libertytax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd to February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Liberty Tax wants to know, what would you do with an extra $50?
I put all 50 on my lottery numbers.
I could get my nails done twice.
I'd take my girl out to the movies.
When you get your taxes prepared at Liberty Tax, we'll give you $50 cash on the spot. For Liberty Tax locations near you, go to libertytax.com or call 866-871-1040. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you'll get cash and your taxes done on the spot. With paid tax preparation at participating locations, valid 1/2/2/2017, void where prohibited.
Whoa, what was that?
That's the sound of someone getting one of America's fastest refunds from Liberty Tax.
Hey, there's mine.
Tired of waiting for your tax refund? Let the professionals at Liberty Tax help you discover America's fastest refunds. Find us at libertytax.com or call 866-871-1040 today to find a location near you. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax Service, where we put the fun
and the speed
back into doing your taxes. America's fastest refunds from Liberty Tax.
Toros forward Zach Pross. When the Toros are on the road, we always stop at Applebee's. They always take care of the Toros, giving us the fuel we need to win away from the Mesa. The boys love to eat there after home games, too. Thanks, Applebee's. When the Toros are on the road, the only thing we're hungry for is a win.
Hey there, your Applebee's bartender here with a tip on making Mondays better. Now you can score any of our burgers, plus free refills of fries for just $6.99. Who knows? With a deal this juicy, you might actually look forward to the end of the weekend. So come by and fill your stomach without emptying your wallet on Monday Burger Night. New and only at Applebee's. For a limited time, price and participation varies.
The small grain harvest is in. Now's the time to think about getting your combine inspected by the John Deere certified technicians at Gooseneck Implement. Sign up for your inspection by January 1st, 2017. And Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to one of their 8 store locations. And when you sign up your combine and header together, receive $100 off the inspections. Our 100 technicians have more than 1,000 years combined experience working on John Deere equipment. That's the Gooseneck difference. Schedule today. All in one place, you can get a fabulous coffee, the best burger in town, arrange a meeting for up to 30 people, and begin your next trip, whether business or vacation. It's Minot's newest, most architecturally beautiful, versatile structure, the Minot International Airport. The Trestle Tap House and Cafe with Caribou Coffee and customizable meeting spaces are just a couple of the amenities offered. The Minot International Airport. See the world from home.
Welcome back inside the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Ken Oda with Brad Bird alongside. We're going to bring you the third and hopefully final period between the Toros and the Bruins. Toros lead 2-1, and now working right to left on your radio dial, but are shorthanded for the next 51 seconds now, as we've already played 5 seconds of this period. Bruins control off the draw. Retreat behind their own cage and start up ice on the far side. It's Misiak for Drobit. Drobit leaves for Cothenbuthel as the Bruins gain the line. Cothenbuthel walks down the wall, comes across to Misiak. The Bruins leading scorer and 10th overall scorer in the league. Walks down the wall before he's cut off by Zwiner. They dig along that near side wall, and the whistle goes with 30 seconds on the power play and 19:35 left to play here in period number 3.
It's a quick whistle for falling on the puck. Usually they let them go a little bit longer than that.
Of course, the whistles come a little quicker when the team that's laying on top of the puck is shorthanded.
Good point, Ken.
50-50 draw, eventually kicks back, and Zwiner's got the angle to this. He gets there, tries to chip for Craddock, but nothing doing.
Craddock was trying to sneak in that backside there and look for a pass from Zwiner, and it sent him in on a breakaway.
This is another one of those, we talk about how good the Toros' penalty kill has been. Zwiner and Craddock have been on it all year. A couple of guys who don't necessarily put up a lot of points, but have certainly played a big role.
That one looked offsides for me, Ken.
This one comes along to the near side. Stephenson stepping out of the penalty box, gets the pass. He did well to get both skates on the ice before he played that. As that's dumped in, Stephenson gives chase. Cothenbuthel rips across. Puck out to neutral, where Murphy gathers for the Bruins. Still doesn't seem right seeing Jack Murphy in the visiting sweater here at the Mesa. This one's ahead for Adams, but he couldn't get to it as Cohn cut it off. Adams takes it away, though, circles into the zone. Adams into the far side corner. They dig there. It kicks along the wall. Up top, Holmstrom leaves off for Frentz. Frentz looks in front. It ends up on net where it's covered for a whistle with 18:18 left to go here in period number 3. Toros lead 2-1.
Bismarck still trailing 4-2 midway through the third there, so that's
right. I forgot. I stepped away during the intermission. I did not see the score update. As now this is Misiak with a backhand try. Easy save for Park. Far side they dig. Talbot's walled off. Sawchuk steps in and pokes it back. Holmstrom keeps it moving for Sawchuk. Sawchuk ahead for Springman, who fails to catch it. It's poked into the slot, but no one there for the Bruins. That allows Holmstrom time, and Homer plays ahead for Martinson, who touches out for Talbot. It was off the mark, but Springman takes it back. Springer into the zone. Looks into the middle for Talbot. It's hacked away from him. Springman still needs to find 6 points over these final 3 games and now 17 and a half minutes if he wants to catch Christian Mose for the all-time leader in points in Toros history. Mosey sitting on 101, Springer 95. This is ends. Springman was up to 96 after the weekend, Brad, but some scoring changes went through.
Unfortunate for Springman, he did. About a month ago when we were down in Bismarck, we were talking about it. Boy, he got on a streak there, though, where he was putting up a point a game for a few. We thought maybe he would have a chance, but that's a tall test to get that many points.
Well, there was a review there, and he had an assist taken away from about a month ago. He lost that apple. That's the hill got a little bit steeper during the week for Chase. In the same token, though, it's good to see that the guys who deserve the credit for the points get them.
Absolutely.
Long shot from the point, blockered into the corner by Schilling. Along the wall, big collision. A couple of Bruins faithful in the building wanted a call. They're not going to get it. Zweiner working in the corner with Cohn and Cranzen and Dahlemer. Eventually, the puck works itself free and back to the point for O'Connor. His shot's blocked. Koss in the corner. Koss gets help from Dahlemer. Dahlemer carries down into the corner, gets help from Koss. Koss now spins off the wall, tries to cut to the middle, but lost it. He was on his backhand. That's a tough move to make. This one chipped into the Toro zone. It'll end up on net where Park quickly plays for O'Connor. His pass missed Koss, however, and they'll wave off icing. Wow. Toros catch a break there. That looked pretty textbook to me, Brad.
There's been a few interesting calls on the icings and offsides tonight. I thought they missed an offsides right away to start the period, but it's just been interesting.
Ooh. Murphy and Diddle go back together hard. Murph gives Ditz an extra shot. Shot blocked in front by McGinnis, and now the puck will find Murphy. He's got a man going to the front. It's Drobit. Diddle did well to take away the lane, and now a pass back to the point misses everybody. Interesting to see Diddle and Murphy get a little extra after. Those guys were pretty tight while they were here. I'm sure they're still friends, but sometimes you forget that on the ice.
That when you're on the ice.
Yeah. This is Sawchuk. Sweeps across to the far point, and Holmstrom gets it back to Sawchuk. Shot through traffic is gobbled up by Schilling for a whistle. 15-15 left to play here in the third. Toros still lead 2-1.
It's went final in Brookings, Ken, and the Brookings Blizzard have defeated the Bobcats 4-2. Interesting stats. So Bismarck was 1 for 7 on the power play.
And that's something that the Bobcats are usually pretty good at. In fact, the Bobcats are third overall in the league, converting on 22.3% of their power plays. So pretty shocking to see them go 1 for 7 on the evening.
Even more interesting, Brookings only got 2 power play chances.
But still pulled out the win, and now the Bobcats can't lose again if they want to make the playoffs. Swept to the far side, Cholak. Cholak carries ahead. Looked like Lawrence was in offside, but they'll play on. Lawrence shot in and out of the glove, and then the follow-up try stopped as well by Park. He has not seen a lot of action tonight, has Austin Park. Played back to the point. Pearson comes across to Keene. Keene shot blocked by Martinson. And that's played out to neutral ice. It's good to see the Toros still blocking shots. You would think with...
I know, I wouldn't really want to get in front of them when you got everything wrapped up, but...
the way the standings play out, it's very unlikely that the Toros would catch any of the other division winners as well. So the Toros pretty much locked in as the 1 in the division and the 4 overall in the league.
Well, I think you still gotta show the coaching staff you're here to play hockey, whether you're first or sixth place.
This is Koss. Koss gains the red line and chips one in. And now a cover comes from Schilling as pressure was coming for a whistle. And that's something why I didn't expect the Bruins to necessarily come in and roll over either. This is a coaching staff, a team that's used to winning in Austin. They've gone to the division finals each of the last 4 years. So an organization that's used to winning, and you don't want to be one of the guys who's eligible to come back next year but not invited.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those years. Every team's going to have a reset year, and I assume they'll be back strong next year.
This draw is to the right of Schilling. Cranzen's on it. They dig along the wall. Luft finds it. Bouncing puck. Kicked free. Frentz. And it's ahead. Rolled deep. O'Connor's back on it. Drove it. They continue to dig along the wall. Stephenson comes in and plays the body. Bruins come out with a puck. It was Murphy. Couldn't get to the front. Now Stephenson takes it away. Stephenson ends up passing it to himself off the defender. Adams turned over by Stephenson. O'Connor wins it back and sweeps it out to the ice after getting knocked down. Delayed offside after a big collision. Kinsella was in there with Frentz. Frentz speeds away from Drobit and then leaves it in behind. O'Connor. Long stretch pass ahead for Frentz, who got knocked down. Still managed to play the puck, though, to the Toros' leading scorer. Carried in by Pearson. Left for Lawrence. Lawrence shot blocked out front by McGinnis. Far side, hacked down the wall. Zwiner. Carried in. Zwiner leaves it for Talbot. Talbot, drag move is blocked off. And Pearson starts the Bruins up. Left off far side. Cholak delays. Shot save made by Park. No rebound given. And then Cholak just takes Martinson's stick away and throws it into the corner.
It looked like he grabbed Martinson's stick and pushed it into his own face. Pretty fancy move by him, though. There.
Yeah,
that was a good scoring chance.
25-17, the shots on goal. 12:03 to play here in the third. Toros lead by 1. Toros playing most of this game with only 11 forwards after Miroslav Mucha was taken out with a high stick. Now Springman trying to turn the corner and tuck it, but able to close the 5-hole was Schilling. This is Luft. Luft spins down. Ahead on the near side, Cone. Long toss across. The Bruins are into the zone on the far side. Holmstrom shuts it down. And a save made by Park on a shot from a very awkward angle. We've hit our media timeout, so we're going to take a quick break and be back with the rest of the third here after this message on the Minotauros Network.
Hey, mister, aren't you
President Ulysses S. Grant, the face you see on all the 50s around town? Everyone who files with Liberty Tax Service walks out with me. $50 cash on the spot.
Wow, I'm off to Liberty Tax. See ya.
Indeed you will.
Get $50 cash on the spot when you have your taxes prepared at Liberty Tax, and another $50 for referring someone who gets their taxes done. Go to libertytax.com or call 866-871-1040 for locations near you. With paid tax preparation at participating locations, referred friends must be new customers. Valid 1/2/2/22/2017. Void where prohibited.
Welcome back inside the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Toros lead by a score of 2-1 with 11:36 left to play here in regulation. So the draw will be to the right of Park. Cothan Buthel and Craddock to take it as we stay 5-on-5. Not sure what we have here. Now, what's the delay here?
Hey, get your mascot, man. Get Tank.
Not sure what that delay was, but here we go. Now a false start. Puck is dropped, and the Toros control. This is Sawchuk tied up. They continue to battle, and eventually Craddock steps in and helps, and now Springman rips one across. It's out to neutral ice, but Kothenbuthel touches it right back in for Murphy. He's got Drobit with him. Murphy forced wide by Sawchuk. Big collision in the corner. Murphy comes out with it. Murph walks in. That shot's blocked in behind. And now off the puck, we've got pushing and shoving. Kothenbuthel, who wears a cage, goes right after the head of Holmstrom. And Craddock, who was tied up with a man at the side of the net. It was Drobit. They'll both go sit. So we'll have matching minors with 11-10 left to play here in the third, and the Toros leading 2-1. That all kind of came out of nowhere.
I just got the tail end of that, Ken, and I saw Craddock kind of in a little tussle in front of the net, and I didn't see what caused it.
They've got matching roughing minors. Lawrence in the shooting hole behind Misiak, but a good stick by Frentz denies that face-off play. And this won't go far enough for icing, so the Bruins have to play. We're still 5-on-5 with 11 minutes left to go. Near side, this is Frentz digging to take it away, gets help from Stephenson, thrown in the middle, Frentz delays, leaves for Stephenson. Stephenson finds Adams. Adams right down Broadway, but he can't pull the trigger. Puck kicks free for Frentz. Frentz leaves for Adams. Backhand try. That one's kicked away. Rebound in behind. Stephenson. This line, when they're clicking right, they can do whatever they want. As this one goes wide. Adams hit hard by Misiak. They dig like animals going into the arc, 2x2, and now a short side try by Stephenson. A nifty play there by Frentz.
Didn't miss by much either.
That was a really nifty play by Frentz, as that one's up and out of play on the shot from the point.
You know, when you look at that line, you kind of have a little bit of everything. You know, Adams is a big body that can control the play down low. Stephenson's that flashy scorer that buries it when he gets a chance, and Frentz is that guy that has a speed that he can break free and create scoring opportunities with his speed.
This draw is to the left of Schilling, and yeah, that line has been fun to watch all year. And I think the Toros, when scoring tightens up in the postseason, the Toros will go as far as that line will carry them, I think. This is Misiak, poked away from him by Springman. Springer flips that one out. Kothenbuthel trying to settle it down, but it's back towards the Toro blue line. Murphy takes it away as we're more than halfway home. 9:55 to play here in period number 3. Keene rolls it deep, and it's stopped on net by Park, who then leaves him behind for Enns. Enns comes to the near side, Talbot. Across for O'Connor. O'Connor sweeps it into the zone. He was at the red line, so no icing. Springman in front, hits a leg. This is Thrall. Thrall carries wide. He's watched by Diddle. Played back to the point, Spetz. That one left the zone, and they did catch it.
You think it did?
Oh, yeah. There was not by much.
I think I'm going blind or something, Ken.
Not by much, but it was over the line. .9:18 to play in the third.
One of those scary ones in a 2-1 game where it just seems like it's kind of been a lull of a period, and it's like, man, just don't want Austin to pop one in late.
This one chopped into the Toro zone. Diddle's on it. The Toro captain plays the affiliate player, McGinnis. McGinnis toss across, finds Zwiner. Zwiner for Dahlemer. Follow-up try by Zwiner's on net. Koss down the wall in behind for Zwiner. Koss somehow didn't close his hand on that. They keep it moving. McGinnis down from the point, keeps it alive, but it didn't get through to Koss. Zapata ahead. Zapata chops down into the corner. Back on it is Diddle. Diddle wins that battle easily. Gets help from Dahlemer. And the Toros start up ice. 8.5 to play. Across for Koss. Koss from the hash mark. Shot, save made. Rebound up off the glass on the far side. Hacked out to neutral, where Sawchuk takes over for the Toros. Sawchuk carries over the red. Puts one up high off the glass. Lawrence will work on Holmstrom. Holmstrom plays the body well and leaves the puck behind. Frentz can't settle it down. Lawrence does. Gets help. Shot coming. That one's blockered into the corner. An awkward carom finds Lawrence in front. A save made by Park. That's perhaps the most challenging sequence he's seen in a good half an hour of hockey. Out to neutral. D to D, Kinsella. Ahead, Lawrence. It rolls on net where it'll be covered Hungry Hippo style by Austin Park with 7:45 left to go here in period number 3. Shots on goal evening up a little bit, 30-21, but the Toros still have a good advantage there, and they have an advantage on the scoreboard, 2-1, Brad.
Austin had a couple good chances there, and Park had to come up big, and that's difficult for a goaltender that has, didn't see a lot of action in the second period, and this third period they've tested him a few times.
Near side backdoor play, no one there. And the Toros will go 3-on-2 into the zone if they hurry. Passes ahead for Stephenson. Tries to sweep it back to the front. Toros were all in too deep. This is Frentz. Frentz plays back to the point. A good stick by Kothenbuthel. Tips it out to neutral ice where O'Connor has it. Dumped in. You mentioned that. A chance to pop one in late if you're the Bruins. Is now a jam play at the side of the net. Schilling got himself into trouble. Back to the point. O'Connor's shot save made. O'Connor wants one against his old team.
It's one of those games where, I think the Toros have played well. I mean, it hasn't been their best game of the year, but they played a solid game. But it's one of those where they've had so many chances in the second. You hope they'd be up by a little bit more than one at this point.
Put in front. Springman can't get it to go. Swept around to the far side. Diddle.
Just give them to me and I'll touch. I just gave them to
Dumped in. Martinson puts it in front for Talbot. He doesn't get it to go. How did Schilling make that save? He didn't know he made it.
No, and then it just laid out front, and he didn't get a glove on it right away, and the whistle didn't come right away, and Toros had actually another opportunity. Sometimes, though, putting yourself right in the right position, you just get lucky.
6:46, a palindrome left on the clock as the Toros look to put this one away. But as I started to say earlier, you mentioned the Toros here are in danger. It's still a 2-1 game, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's been that close.
No, and these are the games that scare me when it's a 1-goal game this late in a game that you have controlled and should be winning by more than one. Taking a look at Schilling, Schilling I think has played really, really well tonight, and that's great to see because he was 0-3 against the Toros this year with a .766 save percentage, which is not good at all, and a 6.99 goals against average. So he's definitely rebounded, and I thought he's played well.
Toros control off the draw. Adams one-timer, side of the net. That one took an awkward carom off a skate. Toros 16-10-4 in 1-goal games. So a good record, but not necessarily lights out in these tight ones, of course.
Well, it also tells you that we haven't been blown out a lot, though.
Yeah, of the Toros have only 16 regular losses. 10 of them have come by 1 goal.
Taking a look down at the other side of the rink, Ken, and I see Miroslav Mucha standing down with Zach Frost in the corner of the rink, so it looks like he's doing okay.
That is good to see. He had a scary-looking injury. Kinsella keeps at the point. Koss down to the ice. Tip, and it's in. There you go. That's exactly what you talked about. Kothenbuthel with a tip in front, and it gets up and over Park, and suddenly it's a tie game.
Kind of a tip that fluttered over the shoulder and into the net. A little bit like the one that got by Schilling in the second for the Toros.
Very, very similar.
Well, with 6 to go, and we're knotted at 2 now.
That's exactly what you had worried about. It's those close games where all of a sudden just a fluky goal when it feels like you've been in control and it's a tie game. Koss chips across for Zwiner. They've credited it to Murphy. Based on the way they celebrated, I think it was Cothen beautiful. But it's around to the near side. Craddock ahead for Zwiner. Zwiner's working all alone. His mates are changing, and the puck rolls on net. I don't think Schilling realized you could have played that to. He had 4 guys back.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Zwiner tonight. I think he's controlled the play on that fourth line, and I still think our best shift of the night was that early in the second when the fourth line had Austin hemmed in for a good 3 minutes and controlled the play, and Zwiner had a couple shots on that shift, and he's looked good tonight.
He is definitely one of those unsung heroes. Draw one back by the Bruins. Thrown around to the near side. This will go for icing as long as Enns wins the race. He started to slack a little bit there. Murphy was charging hard, but Enns was able to pick it up and win that race by a step.
I think this is a point in the game where, Coach Murray's got to look at the boys and say, come on here, guys. We got 5 minutes to go. Let's get this thing taken care of. Let's get one in the net here, and let's get out of here with a win.
Stephenson line is out in front of Enns and O'Connor. Poked back to Enns. Enns thought about it, then leaves off. It's played up top. Drobit pokes it free. Good work by O'Connor to get back, and then Adams touches that into the zone and wins a collision with Keene. Meanwhile, far side, it's touched ahead. Drobit was in behind the defense, and that's because he was offside. .505, another palindrome on the clock, but this time it's in a tie game, 2-2.
So if you're Coach Murray, do you go with Murray in net tomorrow night?
I think you do. At this point, you keep both guys sharp. I thought Lucas looked a little bit tired, and then he got that weekend off, and he looked fantastic down in Brookings last week. Had a fantastic save that was the number 2 play of the week, because that one just barely stays in play. But I think Lucas, might be the only, if memory serves, 2-year goaltender here in Minot.
I think you're right.
And he's been fantastic. Went to top prospects, so he's already set the career wins mark with 18 last year and I believe another 18 this year. So you want to keep them both sharp and let them battle to see who wins the net. And the best part about it is talking to the other guys, whether it's during Toro's Weekly or just during the week in the room or on the bus. They have faith in both guys.
I think it's been one of the good points of the team this year is that ability to put either one of them in and feel like you can go out and win that night. And I agree with you. I think I would run Murray tomorrow night and I'd flip-flop again next weekend, and then the stage is set for the playoffs and you decide who you're going to take and run with from there.
And that's it. You don't want the way this league is scheduled, playing Fridays and Saturday nights. If you don't get a guy in during a weekend, that means he's going 2 weeks without seeing live game action. So
that's a long time.
Statistically, the book says you ride park once the playoffs start. I don't know that that's what this coaching staff will do. We've seen them share time a couple years ago when Merrick Madsen and Brandon Wildung were here. They each got a start each weekend in the playoffs.
Both those goalies were solid goalies that went Division I, and Merrick's possibly going to be battling for a Division I championship with Harvard here.
In front, Springman can't tuck it as he spun. So I think it'll be interesting to see how the coaching staff handles it, and you got to keep both guys sharp because you definitely don't want to ride the guy you're going to go with now and have the other guy sitting for 3 weeks, 4 weeks without seeing live game action.
And then he comes in on an injury or something, and you never know what's going to happen there.
So,
I think we'll see that with the offense and the defense, and then over the next 3 games.
Stephenson's pass ahead is broken up. Murphy can't find it. Bouncing puck. Pionk finally back on the ice after serving his 15 minutes of fighting penalties. Plays across for Dahlimer. Dolly with a nice move, then comes across for Pionk. Nate drags through and puts one just wide of the cage. Far side. Kinsella plays back. Final 2:35. Into the zone, Murphy. Poked away from him by Holmstrom. And it rolls to Dollimer. Dollimer up ice, finds Koss. Koss in the middle, tries to dangle through, but he can't pull the trigger. And then he steps on the puck and falls down. Pass comes across to the near side. Sawchuk plays back to O'Connor. O'Connor flips it in. It'll roll on net.
And that was not handled cleanly by Schilling.
No. This last few minutes have looked more like a preseason game than game 58.
In a 2-2 game.
Yeah.
It just seems like, there's not a lot of atmosphere, and the crowd's just kind of like waiting for something to happen too.
Yeah, seen a lot of fans start to move towards the exits already, which doesn't usually happen here, but again, games that don't mean much in the standings.
I don't know. Who knows? We might have a barn burner ending here. It's 2-2, so who knows? These are the kind of games that someone will score with 2 seconds to go, and the place will erupt.
96 seconds left in regulation. Toros and Bruins tied at 2. Toros, no matter what, are the Central Division champions. The Bruins, no matter what, will finish in last place. This is Cone. He flips one wide of the cage. Side of the net, they dig. O'Connor working down low. This is Stephenson. Can't free it up. Cone fans on the one-timer. Minnesota beats Janesville. That a bit of an upset. And Aberdeen and the Magicians are headed to overtime. This is Adams in behind. Final minute of play here on 1390 KRRZ as we hit 10 o'clock. Shot goes wide. Diddle will keep it. Down the wall for Adams. Adams spins off. They had Talbot going back post. Now it's just banked back to Sawchuk. Sawchuk chips it down low. Half a minute to play. And the Magicians beat Aberdeen in a shootout. So that'll tighten up that 3-4 race between Brookings and Aberdeen as the Blizzard pick up a point. Into the zone, the Bruins, as we're 10 seconds to play. In behind Adams. Flips out to neutral, and we're going to go to overtime. We will take a short break and be back with the extra session here on the Minotauros Network.
Need money fast? Head to Liberty Tax and apply for an easy advance. You can get up to $1,300. You heard me right. Let Liberty Tax do your taxes. If approved for an easy advance, you can get up to $1,300. Fast. Hurry. Offer ends February 28th. Call 877-320-1040 or go to LibertyTax.com. An easy advance is a loan secured by your tax refund and is offered by Republic Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, to eligible taxpayers. Valid at participating locations January 3rd through February 28th. For details, call 866-583-1824.
Your hands are a vital part of who you are, how you work, play, even how you communicate. When injury or illness strikes, the hand team at Trinity Health will be there to help restore full functionality. We specialize in surgical repairs, hand reconstruction, non-surgical interventions, and occupational therapies. Don't let damage or disorder take away your hands. See the hand team at Trinity Health. Trinity Health, reinventing health.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Welcome back inside the Mesa Arena. Toros and Bruins are headed to overtime. Again, each team gets a point. The points don't matter for either of these clubs. The Bruins season is over, and the Toros are your Central Division champions. But we'll play some 3-on-3 just for fun. Again, we were looking at the other scores with Bismarck falling to Brookings and Aberdeen losing in a shootout to the Magicians. Aberdeen is now only a point ahead of Brookings. The Bobcats are 5 points back. Dahlimer and Misiak on the draw. Misiak wins it back to Luke. Luke will retreat behind his own cage and play up the middle. Drops it back for Cothenbuthel. Cothenbuthel ahead, watched by Zwiner. Zwiner cuts Cothenbuthel off, walls him off, and the puck lays free. Diddle steps in to take it away. Gets help from Zwiner. Zwiner spins for Diddle. Carried ahead, Diddle flips over to Dahlimer, but the pass was ahead of him. They dig in the near corner. They continue to dig. And finally the puck squirts 3. Misiak finds it 2-on-1 if they hurry. Good work by Zwiner to get back. Diddle watches Misiak pass across, and Park wiped that pass out as he went side to side. Misiak and Diddle joust in the corner. Stepping in is Zwiner, who's been out there for the entire overtime. Forgive me, I failed to give the overtime records. Toros are 3-4, Bruins are 2-3, so the winner of this one, if they wrap it up in the next 3:52, will draw to even 500 in the extra session. Long stretch pass finds Stephenson. Stephenson in, pulled down, it's in! Toros win! Reed Stephenson with a power move. What a power move by Reed Stephenson as he gets point number 51 on the season, Brad.
He just took it hard to the net and didn't back down and just was able to chip it right over the shoulder of Schilling into the upper top part of the net. And the Toros win 3-2 in overtime. And that's a 2 points that's kind of nice to have for the home team.
And a fun one for the fans who stuck around. Plenty of fans on the near side dancing to the sound of Chelsea Dagger as the Toros get the OT win.
They move to 78 points on the season.
And that is win number 37 on the year, which ties the franchise record. They can set a new standard tomorrow night. We'll take a quick break and be back with the Farmers Union postgame show. That'll be Brad and Blake to bring it home for you here on the Minotauros Network.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day. Crossing the line of that marathon, it's the biggest reward you can get. I want my customers to achieve their goals and go above and beyond. I'm Nikki Ladegi, and I'm one of the running experts at Shields.
Shields, when it comes to gear and expert advice, we're right there with you in Bismarck, Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Moorhead.
Hey, look, it's a bird.
No, is that a plane?
Wait, no,
It's Super Guy.
Can I help you?
I'm here for the IRET Properties Heroes Program, citizen. I'd like to apply to rent one of your properties and receive 10% off my monthly rent.
And I as well, ma'am.
Captain Stars and Stripes? No offense, guys, but the IRET Properties Heroes Program isn't exactly for you. Our Heroes Program honors teachers, nurses, active and retired military personnel, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, and members of the National Guard by offering 10% off their monthly rent.
Not even Bat Dude?
Not even Bat Dude. But IRET has many properties with competitive rent, plus pet-friendly and outdoor pool options. I'd be happy to help you find a property to suit your needs.
That would be super!
Go to IRETapartments.com or call 837-RENT to learn more about the IRET Properties Heroes Program. IRET Properties. This is home.
Welcome back. It's time for the Farmers Union postgame show. After an overtime thriller, Reed Stephenson ends it. And Minot comes away with a 3-2 victory in overtime. What did you take away from that third period in overtime, Brad?
You know, it's one of those games where I thought the Toros dominated for the most part. Shots were 37-22, and I thought the Toros dominated. It wasn't probably their best game of the year as far as a little bit sloppy through the neutral zone, and some of the passes weren't right on the tape. It was one of those nights, though, where I said to Ken when it was 2-1, and I said, boys, it's one of those that's scary. You just hope Austin doesn't chip one in, and sure enough, that's what happened. And they brought this to overtime, and then Reed Stephenson, boy, in a power move to the net, and just didn't back down and bared right down on Chili, and was able to chip it over the shoulder for the winner. And then that's a nice 2 points here for the home crowd.
Absolutely, just a great individual effort. You see, he was coming to the neutral zone. He wanted that breakaway pass. He got it from O'Connor, and he just barreled his way to the net and chipped it right over him.
Yeah, that's Stephenson's 21st on the year, and that's a fun win for him, and it's good to see. It's always fun to win in overtime. And let's take a look around the league here now, and let's talk about this Central Division. And that moved the Toros to 78, which is a mute fact because they've already clinched. But with the way things have happened in the league tonight, the Wilderness have jumped up to 68, which is 10 points back of the Toros. So first and second are solidified now. Yeah. Aberdeen with an overtime loss tonight moves up 1 to 62 points. Brookings with a win over Bismarck tonight goes from 59 to 61. Bismarck stays at 56 with a loss to Brookings. So Bismarck has to win out now.
Yep.
Which is a tough task, and it's a must win tomorrow night for them. Obviously, if they don't get 2 points tomorrow night,
and they're going to need some help too from some other teams.
They're going to need help the second week, and they not only have to win out, but they need help along the way too. So playoffs are almost set as far as Brookings, Aberdeen, Minnesota, and might not look like they'll be the playoff teams, but tomorrow night will be another test for the Bobcats, and it will also be another test between these two teams that'll come out and try to put on a good show again tomorrow night. And it was entertaining third period tonight and entertaining overtime, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night, 7:30, Farmers Union pregame show. 7:20, I'm Blake Fryer saying good night from Pepsi Rink.